Hello and welcome back to the Fire Them Cannons Arsenal podcast. This is episode 23. Am I right? 23?
23,
Yeah.
28. Man,
28. God
you are
damn.
five episodes behind.
God damn. 28. Dude, we're killing it. We're killing it. Episode 28 of the Fire Them Cannons Arsenal podcast. I am Cal and this is my co-host Anton. And we have a good one today. It's a real feel good time for Arsenal fans. 6 points clear, just winning every single game, going on a run, watching our rivals flounder, drop points, watching all our rivals sack their managers. Just they all our rival clubs just in complete disarray. We're going to get into it today. Before we get into it, please consider liking the video as it helps support the channel. Please subscribe if you want to see more. And we have our individual channels in the bottom left and right. We have scan the QR codes and you get to the CalGunner TV. That's my channel. And on the bottom left, you got the HotSport with our Dutch channel. And
Hit the
I
fucking
promise,
like button, people.
Yep. And I promise I've been uploading a little bit more often than I used to on my personal channel.
Yeah.
So,
CalGunner
yeah.
TV is back.
Yeah,
It's
just
back
a little
with
bit
a
of
bang.
a little bit more consistency. But yeah, let's get into it, guys. And the first thing on the menu is talking about that fantastic performance against who did we play again?
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. Dude, why do I always forget? It's like my thing. I forget the name of the teams we play.
You know what?
Fantastic performance against Bournemouth. Forgot the name of the team. Didn't forget the goals and the two spectacular goals from Declan Rice and the spectacular finish from Gabriel. Despite the blood that started the game. But yeah, but feel good time, people. So
Yeah.
Anton, how are you? Before we get into the game, actually, how are you doing? How are you feeling right now?
If anybody watched The Terrace last night, I guess UK time, right? I am back. I am better than ever, boys. Chesty Anton, not Chesty Cough, Chesty Anton is back because, boys, I am more confident than ever that this league is ours. City just do not have it, IMO, but we'll talk about that more. Yeah, no, good stuff. How are you, my friend?
Good. I mean, to be honest with you, like both of us, we've been on Gyökeres Defense League for the entire
No. Can we make a deal today? We don't even talk about it.
No. In terms of how I'm just talking about how we've been feeling for the past couple weeks. Yeah,
right.
I'm not gonna. I don't need to talk about.
No. I seriously, I'm so
done with it. Yeah. Well, I don't need to talk about Gyökeres, but I'm just saying
we've about it, but not fucking 20 minutes.
Yeah, we've been on the Gyökeres Defense League, and it's been just, even though we're winning, freaking draining at times. But despite that, we're winning games and we're putting together absolutely fantastic performances. And we got our Odegaard back as well. I keep saying it every time I get the opportunity to talk about Odegaard. I will talk about him because I think him coming back and being full fitness and being the Odegaard that we know he can be, playing to his talent, it's like he's the best attacking midfielder in the league. I don't care what anyone says. And he is the cog in our attack. And that he had an awesome game against Bournemouth again. So that's 3 games in a row. It's not a fluke. He's really, really cooking. Might be actually 4, to be honest, because I think he did well against Crystal Palace as well. But yeah, so yeah, I'm personally feeling really good, really excited. And to be honest with you, talking at the start of, I think a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about how we would feel going into the new year. What was the points gap? You said, what was the points gap that you'd like me to see? And I said 5 points. I would feel comfortable at 5 points. We're at 6 points, guys. 6 points clear at the top of the league. Played most of our difficult away fixtures. All we need to do is just play to our level and the title's ours. That's literally it right now. So I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing.
Oh, mate, you know what, guys? I'm in such a good mood. This is the poll for today. You ready, Cal?
Yeah.
What fish is the 2025-26 Man City? Sharks or goldfish?
Uh, I voted goldfish.
How do I
I
vote?
voted.
Oh, stop it, Cal. You stick with goldfish.
I
Wait,
did
did
vote
I?
goldfish.
Oh, okay. No, what did I've? Oh, right, we're the same damn vote. Okay, because I'm on like
Yeah,
five cannons.
yeah.
I'll vote later. It's definitely goldfish.
Yeah.
I
Um,
want the people to decide, okay? Because for me, that's what's been on my mind.
yeah,
Everyone,
man.
and again, I know maybe I'm jumping topics, so maybe I'll just save it. But everyone's just been telling us the sharks are circling. The sharks are circling, and mate, we've done our part. We've won our games. Apparently, big bag Manchester City were never going to lose, and they were just going to one time waiting for us to slip up, and then they're gonna surpass us. Mate, they've dropped points back to back games twice within
Yeah,
this week. All
yeah.
right,
Big.
so
It's an actual big deal. It's an actual big deal. But before we get into it, please, I'll remind you guys again. Please hit that like button. And we just wanted our first topic. We really wanted to talk about this Bournemouth game and what it meant. What it did it mean? Because there's been topics about I've been hearing people say, the Aston Villa game was big for us, but it wasn't really that big of a win. Or the Bournemouth game wasn't really that big of a deal. We're supposed to beat Bournemouth. But what are your thoughts? How important do you think winning this game was? And what did you think of the game in general?
well, to anybody who's saying that has never been in a title race because every game is important. They all count for the exact same amount, which is 3 points, which all tallies up to the same thing in the year. Whether it's Burnley or it's Liverpool, it all counts the same in the end. So, I don't subscribe to that. For me, it comes down to one word, and I've been thinking about it. We're talking about Man City, and I'm going to quote many different Man Cities. I'm talking about Man City fans. I'm talking about Hamza. I'm talking about LB. I'm talking about Big Steve. All of these guys have all said this about Arsenal. They don't have the mentality. They do not have the mentality to win. That's why they're not afraid of us. And one thing that I saw from Arsenal Football Club this Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday for us, I'm so confused, was mentality. In the past, we concede that blunder that Gabriel, by the way, him himself, concedes the blunder, right? And all of us were sitting there shocked. But there are two observations that I've realized at that time. Number one, ops are too afraid now to laugh at Arsenal's concessions of goals. I could hear a pin drop after he conceded that goal. The only people talking about that goal, what the fuck, was me, you, and Seb. And that was us. The ops, rival fans, couldn't hear a pin drop. Do you know what that tells me, Cal? What was Man City? What was the thing we said about what they used to be like with Man City? They would go behind early, and you'd be like, "Oh fuck, that's too early."
Yeah, yeah. That's exactly how I would feel, bro. Like I remember watching City, and it's like if a team scores like within the first 10 minutes, and we're like, "Oh crap, they're gonna win the game,"
So
because
who's
it's like you wake
inherited
them
that
up.
now, Cal?
Yeah, that's how it felt. To be honest, that's how it felt.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel as scary because it's our team, it's your own team, so you're a bit more nervous watching the game. But that's essentially what it was, and I think that's
yeah,
the effect that we're having now.
yeah. But here's the mentality part, right? So Gabriel, he makes the biggest uncharacteristic error you will ever see from him this season. It reminded me of Gabriel from about 3, 4 seasons ago. Not this best center back in the world version. Honestly, I was shocked. I had nothing to say. I wasn't going to go in on him because he's so
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah,
And at the
I didn't
same,
even get angry at it, to be honest. I was just kind of shocked. It's like, well, but to be honest,
yeah,
for me, the belief was still like I didn't
right.
lose any of the
But what
belief.
did Gabriel do? 5 minutes later, he goes, "Nah, nah, sorry, boys. That's all one's on me. We're not fucking letting that be the thing that costs us the points today." 5 minutes later, it was 1-1. And who scored it? Him. Not just did he score it, he emphatically blasted it into the back of the net. And for me, I'm like, oh, this team wants this title. This
Yeah.
team wants it more than everybody else. No no little slip up, no little error is going to have us drop our heads anymore. For us, it's like, all right, cool. Let's just make up for that. And let's not waste time. And for me, this was mentality. And, we go in, we score a second, we score a third, right? And the minute that they get that, by the way, I think for them, great goal by Krupi, absolutely world-class goal by Krupi, right? And the other one, of course, is a gift. But beyond that, nothing. Semenyo, Mr. I'm going to make a difference in the title race. Semenyo, not sweating it. If that's their answer for the title, they're in fucking trouble because he's not making up the gap.
Yeah, like he's like Semenyo is really good, but he's not like a world-class player that's gonna take City to the next level. I just don't.
Yeah,
I don't buy into that personally.
Yeah.
And
but I just thought that all around. Look, I think more I've watched this game a second time, and the more I think about it, the first time I was like, oh, not a great performance from the Arsenal, a bit shaky. That was my original take on the Terrace, right? But the more I've sit back and I've seen about it, and I think about watching Man City over the years, and I'm like, no, this is what the eventual title winners look like in these games. Everyone's sitting there hoping for them to drop points. We go behind early, and then this time, instead of it being laughter, it's silence because everyone knows what's coming, and that for me is huge, mentality-wise. Mentality is the big thing, and again, Declan Rice. That was class, an absolute class display from Declan Rice to score those 2 goals. And yeah, that's all I got to say for now. I want to hear what you have to think about, kind of your thoughts on what I've said in the performance overall,
Yeah, I think I actually rate the performance, but I'll get into that just right after I read out Chris's comment. It says, my granddad fell down the stairs last night, broke his back, but he's making a recovery and a true gunner. Well, good luck and best wishes to your granddad. Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery. Big ups
best wishes to your granddad, man. That sucks,
Hopefully he makes a speedy recovery and especially in time for the celebration for when we win the league this season. That's definitely going to cheer him up when we're lifting that title. Big ups to you, man.
Well, broken back, that's brutal, man.
Yeah,
that's tough for a young person. That's tough. Imagine for an old person. That's best wishes to your granddad, man.
Yeah, and
by the way, thanks for commenting, Chris. This appreciates your first comment. So if you haven't already, make sure you're hitting the like button. You're subscribing. Welcome to the Fire Them Cannons community.
Yeah, big ups to you. And just talking about the game itself. Ahiche, thanks, man. I actually think that it wasn't a bad performance by Arsenal. Like personally, I think the first half we had like a couple bozo moments. I thought it was uncharacteristic. I thought we were giving the away ball, and like honestly, I know Bournemouth. They applied pressure, but for me personally, I felt like we were still just giving away the ball a little bit too easy, stuff like that. And for me, I was like, well, this is uncharacteristic, but I have so much faith in this team. It's like one of the first times that I saw us not play that well in the first half, and I wasn't getting like super, super angry because I just have the faith. And I thought, qualities of a really good coach. Second half, we completely transformed, and I felt like we played well in the second half. I think that wonder goal made it, a bit nervy in the end. But let's be really, really honest. Like watching the game, we were literally peppering them, pinning them back, and once we scored the 2 goals from Deckers, like we were cruising. It's just that wonder strike kind of made the game a bit more nervy than it needed to be in the end. So I actually rate the performance personally. And yeah, I don't think it was that much different from the Aston Villa game in terms of performance, the second half performance. The only difference is, we didn't score as much goals and we conceded one. But it's football. You're not going to score a bajillion goals and cruise your way to the end of every game. And I think as Arsenal fans, we kind of need to really understand that. Like, we're going to have
Yeah,
nervy moments at the end of games, and we're going to
yeah,
have games where stuff like this happens. What's important is we get through it, and we did get through it.
yeah. I think this moment in time, to be honest, Cal, we're heading towards the back. We're in the back end of the season, second half of the season. For
Yep.
me, you just collect 3 points. You just collect
Yep.
3 points. I think what I'm liking from the Arsenal right now is that there's a confidence that is now building within the team that and I think it's translating into the Man City locker room. And we'll get into that later when we talk about Man City. But I do kind of feel like Pep has a really good pulse generally on his title rival, and there you get a sense now from him. Even if you listen to his comments in the post press conference, or even in the pre, right? His energy level heading to that Chelsea game just seemed a bit low. I don't know if you watched his little
I didn't
quick
watch the
interview
interview.
before, yeah, because I tuned in to see that, yeah, and I'm like, something is different about Pep. That fire in his eye is
For
not
me, for
quite
me,
there today.
for me personally, it's
Like,
just the excuses after the games, and he's a little frazzled.
yeah, I think to be honest, I think that Man City themselves have bought into that hype of we are Man City. We've been here. We've done this before. Arsenal, they've done this before. We've beaten them to this. I think it's only a matter of time. And then now that they're seeing as games go on and on and on, the more Arsenal win and win and win, the more they're like, "Fuck, are these guys ever going to drop points?"
Yeah,
And
I
now they're
think the pressure.
seeing the
Yeah.
performances get better. So before we were scraping over the line,
Mm,
then they saw Villa 4-1. What happened in there as their response? 0-0 Sunderland. Then
yeah.
they saw Arsenal against Bournemouth, basically put in a classical Man City type of away performances in their title winning season, and be like, oh shit. Despite the fact, Chelsea and all their problems didn't matter. That Etihad Stadium was nervous.
Yeah,
It
it was.
was nervous. And they didn't know where to stick or twist in that second half. And that, my friends, I have to give Arsenal a credit about a game that's we're not even involved in whatsoever. I'm telling you, that is a real sign, and that is why I'm more confident than I've ever have before, because I think it breeds into how the rest of the season could look.
100%. Kurtan says, hopefully Brighton does something for us considering series injuries in defense.
To be honest,
100. Yeah,
I don't even care anymore, really.
I do. I want them to. Of course, I want them to. I want them to drop more points every week.
No, but think about it though. At that point, Villa will be second.
I mean, who cares about Villa? They're not going to do anything. Arsenal can't. Turn says Arsenal can't handle a good press. I think we can handle a press. I think sometimes teams surprise us with their press a little bit. I
To
think
be
we can
honest,
handle
I'd love to see teams press us more. I'd rather a press than a low block.
because we got pressed in the Champions League and we completely obliterated teams. So
Yeah, but we got pressed by look that by PSG. That is the most elite press I've ever seen, and like I say, Enrique is second to none in terms like of coaching a press.
mm,
Like and I hope we don't run into them again. To be honest, because
I don't care. I'm ready for
but
a rematch.
but I think in general, I'd rather teams press than teams sit back.
I rather
Because
teams
to
sit back these
me,
days, actually, because when teams sit back with this version of Odegaard, teams sitting back, like Odegaard's literally just going to break the lines down with him playing the way he's playing. Like, honestly, if I be honest with you, like Tone says, Arsenal can't handle a good press. While I do think we can handle a good press, I do think like if you want to beat us, pressing is a lot better than just sitting back. Because
oh, okay, so we
if you're
disagree.
so I feel like if you this version of Odegaard, like this version of Odegaard with his line breaking passes and stuff like that, I do not believe that you can just sit back against Arsenal. You'll get fucked up.
Hmm,
Hey, rookie's back. Nice to meet you, bro.
he is.
Uh, yeah, big ups to you. Big ups to you. And he says Bournemouth game was a proper league Premier League game, and Krupi no need to come off the bench and do that. Yeah, yeah. Relax,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, and that's what I mean. It's like we can't be entitled and be upset that we didn't like cruise through the game. Like the Premier League is difficult. It's not an
Mm.
easy game.
To be honest, I
And
think that comes from the way we performed defensively in the first half of the season. That sort of level of expectation is still there, even though we actually haven't played like that for about maybe 2 months.
yeah,
But now I think even now, when we can see goals like that, it takes us by surprise.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And big ups to Tyrell every time, every day, like almost every time we stream, you come on here and say big ups to you as well. And Tone says Newcastle, Bournemouth, good person teams. Yeah, they're pretty decent. They're not going to sit back and just let us play our game, which I think letting Arsenal just sit back and like play our game. I think that's a really bad idea. Kutan
Oh,
says, guys, your prediction for the Liverpool game? I think we might win 2-1. That's coming at the end of the stream when we
yeah,
do the
yeah. That's
Liverpool
right.
section.
Keep the fans waiting.
Y-
Keep the
Yeah,
keep
so
us waiting.
we have a Liverpool
We
sections
have
coming
so
up.
much to we have so much to get into. There's so much that happened in the
Yeah,
world of football
yeah,
since we've last
yeah.
streamed. It's
We
insane.
can handle a good press. Where it gets dicey is that when they press disrupt our build-ups and sit in mid block like Newcastle. Yeah, I think sometimes we just need to be a little bit more prepared. I think we definitely have the skill, the players to beat the press. I think sometimes maybe Arteta drills the team so like well for like 90% of the games. When a team starts to do something that we weren't expecting, we kind of we might underperform, and that's why I feel our second halves are so good. It's because Arteta literally just tells them what to do, which is like just good
Yeah,
coaching.
but on
Uh,
that though, I am a bit still concerned that we're not putting together two really good halves of football. Like the Villa game, right? We 5 goals combined from both clubs in the second half. Not 0-0 at halftime. It's like it's like these games are 45-minute games they've become now.
yeah,
Like
I don't really, to be honest, this Premier League, you know, I don't think it's weak. That's going to be a topic as well, discussing the strength of the league. So I think completely obliterating a team for a full 90 minutes is, I don't think that's going to be happening this season.
you know what's
Like I
crazy
just
though?
don't.
I feel like we're more likely to obliterate good teams than the mid to lower teams.
Yeah,
Like in our best performances so far, been at home against Villa and at home against Spurs,
yeah,
and actually at home against Bayern in the Champions League as well.
yeah.
So I think
But
that we're actually
even Bayern was our game of a half. I think our second half we kind of came alive, and like that's when we really
yeah,
um
I agree. Actually, the most balanced performance we had, I think, was per Spurs because we had two in the first, two in the
yeah.
second. You
But
know what I
that's
mean?
Spurs, like let's be honest here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just talking on City and just
Actually,
whether
first before
they
City, before City. Wait. You're skipping something very, very important, my friend, about the Bournemouth game.
what, Declan Rice?
Number 41, because number 41, my man, right, went out in this game. We didn't even know if he was going to be able to play. A lot of people didn't want to see him play, right? And he came in, he played this game, and it was an absolutely legendary performance. Not just the 2 goals, but just all over the pitch. He was everywhere. He was dominant. He put in probably 80% health, maybe 70% health, a shift that I could not tell that he was injured in whatsoever. He was amazing. And those finishes, that his late runs into the box were spectacular. And I gotta say, man, like I'm starting to think about it, but I don't know if there are many better midfielders on planet Earth right now than Declan Rice. He gets there's a lot of haters out there who talk shit on him. They want to. I remember her back in the day when Spurs fans used to compare him to freaking Basuma.
Dude,
I
the Basuma Rice conversations, I cannot believe that was entertained. The kind of bullshit that we as Arsenal fans like have to put up with, you know, like Saka conversations with every no-name Chelsea winger, you know, or like Ahmad conversations with Saka. Like I heard stuff like that, man.
all the people put with Sak Ahmad
Oh,
is a crazy one.
but yeah, Basuma compared to Rice is definitely like a stinker, absolute stinker.
Yeah, I've heard some pretty crazy comparisons to Rice. Like
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
heard
In terms
yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
what do you think though?
in terms of Rice, I think Rice is probably in the top three midfielders on form right now. Um, in Europe, I think he's the best midfielder in the league right now. What he does is absolutely amazing. His ability to pace, power, and technique. His ability to cross the ball, is set piece taking, is absolutely elite. His ability to box crash is elite, and he has an amazing strike. And yeah, and we saw those strikes after Lay crashes into the box, and he did it twice. So yeah, I think he is like becoming like for me personally, Rice is one of the most irreplaceable players on the team right now. It's between him, for me, the big five, Gabriel, Saliba, Rice, Saka, and Odegaard. Those are the big five. And honorable mention to Zubi,
I
you
was
know.
gonna say
Yeah.
Zubi.
So yeah, man, like to be honest with you, when we were linked
Would you
with
say
Rice,
Timber by the way as well? Because I think for me Timber.
oh yeah, Timber's been elite
That's
as
how good
well.
our fucking team is.
Yeah,
We're up to seven.
yeah,
That's
it's
four spots available in the starting
yeah,
11.
it's actually like Timber's probably in there as well. It's really yeah, our team we have a freaking stacked team, and big ups to the manager for like because all the players that we mentioned just develop under him. Like he takes them
And
to
what about as well, Cal? I think I'm sorry if I'm I feel like
nah
we need
no
to press this Bournemouth because there are a lot of things that happen in this Bournemouth game. I think
yeah
from an Arteta perspective that need to be spoken about. Firstly, I mean we're redundant. Firstly, but the Madueke and Martinelli beginning in this game, for him to be able to
yeah
do that, that was a fucking risk. But
yeah
we have been playing many games in a short period of time. So if you think about it, it was a risk that paid off because he ended up with the 3 points. His ability to make the substitutions where you're bringing on Saka and Trossard and Jesus for it to result in a goal almost right away is fucking incredible. There's so many layers to this game. Now, there's some off-ball things that I think are concerning and as well, what's the opposite of concerning? Good.
encouraging.
Encouraging things that I noticed in the game. Like for as good, I'll say about Madueke, for as good as Madueke is on the ball, he looks amazing on the ball. We get exposed on the right hand side, even with Timber there on the counter attack. Like they were ripping through us, especially in that first half with past
Uh,
Madueke. Well, yes, they were. Brooks was it Brooks? Brooks was having a great game, and Tavernier got in through there many times as well when he shifted out there. I thought they had lots of joy exposing us down because Madueke doesn't know how to cover the space like Saka. He doesn't know how to go back. He can't win the ball from deep. He would actually. I've seen him a one-on-ones against Semenyo as well in that game, and Semenyo actually took him to the byline and created chances. Like,
well, yeah,
I
well,
think
to be honest with you, like Madueke isn't he's not a defender.
no, but Bukayo Saka isn't eat one either. But you don't get exposed that way when Bukayo Saka is playing.
Nah, you
And,
don't. But I mean, to be honest with you, like he's not Saka. He's not a
yeah,
starter, you know.
yeah,
And I think Madueke is kind of doing what we need him to do.
yeah.
Like if he was able to defend like Saka and do what he's doing going forward, he'd be one of the best wingers in the league.
Mm,
But he's not there yet. So I'm willing to sacrifice uh being a bit more vulnerable to rest Saka. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
We got
And I
lots of
don't.
comments, by the way.
I would rather Madueke work on his output more than I would his defense. To be honest with you,
Mm,
and
yeah,
just
I
to
just
make
for
sure.
me away games for me just makes me. I rather see him at the Emirates, to be honest,
Yeah,
where I think he can more thrive and will have the ball more. And I think his sort of ability will we'll be able to capitalize a little bit more off of his ability than in an
yeah.
away game.
All right.
But
Yuki says this year I feel we sacrificed so much control. Watch the run back from 23-24. These teams will not get against stiff. We constantly had the ball, but recently more turnovers. The teams are better, bro. I'm telling you right now, like teams don't, they're not really giving up. I mean, I like watching those games, like you'd literally be in a low block from hell and they literally wouldn't do anything. But I think teams now they've literally been able to spend like hundreds of millions of dollars every summer and the floor is just raised. I don't think we're gonna see that too much anymore. We're not gonna see teams just roll over and die.
Mm.
To be honest with you,
Yeah, I
there's no
absolutely
doubting
agree.
Rice after this Bournemouth game. Yeah, 100%. There's no doubting Rice like for a while now. To be honest, I do believe the reason for that is that we are going more centrally. Teams know that we could love to create overloads on the wings, and they try to stop that, which creates more space centrally. Yeah, no, that's probably why Odegaard's probably getting a little bit of joy, more joy as well, with his creation.
Yeah. And by the way, I know people are going to hate me saying this. I think Victor Gyökeres is another reason why Odegaard is getting a lot more joy with his
Yeah,
creation.
because he's just like sucking players in. To be honest.
Yeah, and by the way, perfect example, Rice is first. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, like Gyökeres,
like
people. The way people have told that goal is like a bit false. Like, oh, kind of fell into it or whatever. I'm like, no, watch it back. He controls it down, holds the ball up, has a nice little deft touch. He sends Odegaard's way. I think people are just doing too much now with that
oh, he
stuff. I
didn't touch
thought
the ball. He didn't touch the ball to get to
no, watch it again. Again, sometimes you just gotta look. He taps it. He taps it with the bottom of his feet. He touches it. He
Okay, I'll
does.
watch
He
it
does.
again.
Go watch it. Watch it. He makes He's like a little tiny little tippy tappy touch that he
Is
makes
this
on the
is
ball.
this one of those ones when you said Olme got the touch for the own goal?
I'm still convinced that Olme didn't get the touch for the own goal. I think there was a wicked spin on that. But
Tone says you forgot Timber. Yeah, we had to mention Timber as well because it's like our team is elite. These rival fans call us insufferable. The amount of shit that they say is so delusional, but no one gives them stick to it. Yeah, some of the crap
no,
that we have to
no,
put up with.
rookie, big up. That is me and Calvin saying that, right?
What a crap.
All these rival fans are
Yeah,
all so worried about. Oh, Arsenal, they're so annoying. And I heard, you know what made me think about this was I was watching Turkish's reaction with Matisse, and he was like, "You know why I'm so annoying now? You created this. This is when we were in the mud and you were bantering and you said maybe we should change the name from the top 6 show to the top 5 show. That's how bad it was with us on the way that people used to make fun of us, the way people call us bottlers, the way they even talk about us even now. I was hearing Hamza speak, even though his team's 6 points behind us and they've dropped 2 points in a row. He says, we're still winning the league because Arsenal are bottlers. If
yeah.
Liverpool are in front,
That's
I'm
not
not worried about it. And I'm like,
that.
Liverpool are 14 points behind.
But the
Like
thing is,
this,
Liverpool has never like this whole narrative that, oh yeah, if Liverpool were chasing, I'd be more worried. Liverpool, like ladies and gentlemen, Liverpool has never beaten Manchester City in a title race. Not once. Both times they won, they completely ran away with it. So let's not do if Liverpool were in a title race, I'd be scared. They've never won one in the
yeah,
Premier
no,
League era.
I think rivals are doing too
Ridiculous.
much. And I think at the moment, it's become very obvious to me that they are starting to concede to the fact that we're winning this. Just by the reactions I'm seeing now, I think they're more and more coming to the reality that their great white shark, their savior, Man City, for some reason, which is the weirdest shit ever, because
Yeah.
the 1
I
to
mean,
15 charges Man City, they're not coming to save them this time.
yeah.
It's starting to become apparent to me. Though the big white shark is just a tiny goldfish. By the way, I want to take a look at the poll. 60% goldfish. Big up to the people.
Yeah, big ups. Six. Oh yeah, I do feel Rookie says I do feel off ball Madueke was all right. Problem was Timber didn't look fit. Yeah, he didn't look 100%. Hopefully he can get some rest. It's really bad because Ben White just cannot, like, Timber needs like a little bit of rest and he can never get rest because Ben White just he's just
You
always
need to
injured.
watch
And
that.
Mus and
You always have
Mascara
to
got
look at
injured.
the right red flags if rookie's picking
And
that shit up.
and Mascara is injured as well. and Mascara could play off that right hand side to give him a break, but they're both injured, so that could be a problem. Waneri wasn't even on the bench. What do you think? I think he's 18 years old, and it's very hard to get into the team. I do think he should probably go on loan. To be honest,
I just want to ask you a question. Just let's do this exercise for a second because I've just been seeing this a lot. And we talked about it in the last pod. This is Chris, yeah. And by the way, again, hope your grandfather's doing all right. Name me who would be your first 11, and if that is your first 11, name me your bench. Because if I'd be very surprised if Ethan makes the bench if the squad is completely healthy. Because right now we are missing only Mascara and Calafiori, I believe.
Yep.
And Havertz. By the way, apparently Havertz didn't make the bench just because he didn't make the bench. There are other people in there that.
So he was fit.
He was fit. Yeah. He was a healthy scratch.
Oh, okay. That's the team. Like when we say we have the best team in Europe, I'll keep on saying this. Like, guys, we need to believe it. His days are finished. Nah, his days are not finished.
His days are not finished. We've got a great team,
dude.
We can't complain.
Not to be completely shameless, but we are literally trying to win all competitions over here. Like we're in every single competition, and it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough to justify, especially we're in the late stages in the Carabao Cup now. And maybe he gets a game against who do we play in the FA? Like Portsmouth or something. Maybe he gets a game.
No, I think that's a game for Eze, given that Eze himself hasn't played for 4 games.
I mean, maybe off the bench. Like maybe he comes off the bench. I don't know.
No, I'm still putting Odegaard on the bench.
Arteta does not. Or you said does not rate Saka, but you mean
that I completely disagree. Oh, well,
I don't think
I was like Saka.
I think he does rate him. I just think he
has better options.
He has just better options, man. Like he has like a 27-year-old Eze, and he has Odegaard. So it's not gonna be like Eze hasn't had like a single minute on the pitch for 3 games in a row, and he cost like 60 million.
I think if the comment was
it's really tough.
Arteta, I believe, does not rate Eze. I think it's a bit more of a talking point because I do find it odd. We can talk about starting 11 all you want, that he hasn't even come off at all.
Oh, like he doesn't come off because
I feel like Jesus now comes on now more often.
The reason why Eze isn't coming on is because if you're trying to defend a lead, Eze is just not that guy, and that's what we've been doing in a lot of games. We haven't been chasing wins; we've been defending leads.
And by the way, that's exactly what we want.
Yeah, which is why you wouldn't have Eze if you're defending a lead. Why are you bringing Eze on? His defense, like Eze, is the worst defender on the team.
Yeah,
like Gyökeres in that Bournemouth game, Gyökeres was like making really good interceptions and clearances.
Gyökeres is by the way, Gyökeres. You know Declan Rice's quotes? I was talking about Gyökeres. Gyökeres is
loved by the team.
This is why I think why Blockwatch is done, because even Jordan today is starting to realize, because now that we're actually winning and we're done with the bantering, that Gyökeres has a purpose. We've only lost 1 game with him in the lineup. Our attack is much better with him in the lineup, whether he scores or not.
Like, I don't care if we win. I just want to win the games.
He holds the ball up well. He's way better. Look, as great as Jesus has been looking on the ball, when he came on against Bournemouth, let's be real, they ate him alive. He couldn't hold the ball up. They ran over him. His off ball was bad.
Yeah.
And even Trossard struck. And now Trossard, I reckon this is an anomaly because in general his off-ball work was pretty decent, but his off-ball work was pretty shoddy in that Bournemouth game when he came on in the second half. So I think people are starting to learn that there's a reason why we win more often than not. I think we have an 84% winning percentage with him starting and a 40% winning percentage with him not starting this season.
Yeah,
that is a stark difference.
Like if what we're doing is winning the games, it's obviously you obviously just keep doing that. It doesn't make any sense.
We're all trying to replace the striker, right? Well, Jesus, play Havertz, right? But right now, where we are right now, we've scored 3 against Bournemouth, 4 against Villa, 2 against Brighton in the last week. That's 3 goals per game in the last 3 games. So as long as everybody else is scoring goals, I don't. I think this Gyökeres thing, I can feel it's dying down, and
Yeah,
thank God
hopefully.
for that.
Yeah. Yuki Orisa says, Ricky, this is why I get pissed when people complain about sideways passing. It's so important, especially in the final third, to be able to retain possessions on its side. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I'm not against the possession based football. And to be honest with you, like I like the direct football too. It's fun. It's fun to watch, and we're winning. Um, True, because the space is central. When our midfielders can make runs into the edge of the box, is because your and Saka always have two defenders on them. They are always out of the positions. 100%. Declan Rice doesn't get to crash into that box if Gyökeres isn't like holding up that space.
Which is
It's just
why
bad.
Declan Rice shouted him out
Yeah,
specifically to tell you what he does.
yeah. Rivals is just salty prick. They can't accept that we aren't a banter club for almost 4 years now. All they can say is we are bottlers. All our rivals are all all of rival clubs are in stability except City, pretty much, to be honest. I do think Liverpool are probably just going to come back because they don't have a board problem or anything. It's literally just the manager for them right now, and so they're probably going to bounce back very quickly. The rest of them are kind of finished.
Mhm.
Uh, PG. Big ups to PG. You're always on here. Says we have a 25-man squad and we only have 10 on the bench plus 11 starters. So four must be left at home every time someone's
Yeah,
fit. Yeah, 100%.
and
It's a big squad. To be honest,
Ethan for everybody is a like I said last week, is a third string player. So he's one of
yeah,
those
we don't
four.
we don't have like no name guys on the bench anymore. Like we don't have like a single no name player on the bench.
I'll tell you who the four is right now. Right, it would be one of the strikers because like it would like that's why Havertz got left at home
Yeah,
the other day.
yeah,
Right, it would be Ethan. It would be Max Dowman, but Max Dowman is injured, so it doesn't even
yeah,
count right now. And Tommy Setford.
yeah, pretty much.
So those are the four that if we were fully healthy, wouldn't make the squad. So that's why by that logic, I'm not worrying about if Ethan's in the matchday squad.
Yeah. These Arteta authors and these Arteta authors, dude, saw a stream yesterday being negative and constantly moaning and going along with rival media narratives. These pricks need to fuck off. I'm sick and tired of them. To be honest, if you're angry at this point in the season with Arsenal Football Club, 6 points clear in the league, at the top of the Champions League, completely flawless, into the Carabao Cup, in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, fighting on all fronts. At the best, we are literally doing the best we can because we're at the top of every single competition that we're in, and we're in every competition that we are allowed to be in. So if you're angry with Arsenal Football Club right now, you just freaking unsubscribe from whatever you're watching football on. Take a break. It's not.
Yeah.
This isn't for
I
you,
mean,
bro.
as if Arteta hours are still having shit to talk about right now. It's absolutely exhausting.
Chris says Kepa, White, Saliba, Nkapie, Skelly, Norgard, Eze, Waneri, Martinelli, Madueke, Jesus looks good for Portsmouth. Yeah, I think so. I'd rate that. And Nkapie, I mean not Nkapie. Norgard looks good as a DM now, which is I'm happy about. If we can get 29 to 30 wins, that's guaranteed the title.
We'll get into that topic when we talk about
Yeah,
City, where it needs to
yeah,
win. But I think me and Cal will have our take on that. I think.
yeah. Spurs constantly leave in mediocrity. United constantly sacking managers. Chelsea turned their club into Brighton. City owners funding awards. Liverpool is our only competent rival.
And they're 14 points behind. And they conceded a lot. Oh my God. Did you watch, by the way, Killing the Game today with Terry?
Yeah,
I was
I didn't watch
pissing
it.
myself. There was this one Liverpool fan, right? And when they scored the winner, he's going on. You could Terry just played it from when they scored to when they conceded in that last little frame. And they win. He goes, I told you guys that we would win, blah, 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 blah. He's starting to call out people, blah, 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 like all this like chest, all this amazing chest. And all of a sudden he's like, oh crap, Fulham just scored. It's 2-2. And I was pissing myself. Because you know
Dude,
it's coming as well.
do you watch the fan channel? I watch that
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And dude, the Liverpool reactions.
Keith Thomas, yeah, rookie, so yeah.
Yeah, Keith, yeah, that guy, dude. Like hit that guy, this Keith Thomas guy. Like, dude, just put it in the bag, bro.
That was fucking amazing. I thought that was so like when you watch that back, having known that it becomes 2-2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tebow says, I think is this your first time chatting?
Yeah, I think so. Welcome to
Big
the
ups to
family.
you,
Make
dude.
sure you're liking and subscribing.
Yeah, like and subscribe, people. We play zigzag football, progressing the ball left to right, then back a meter, then after meter, we until we get the wingers using triangles in the last third. Proven farm formula that opponents can't stop. Yeah, man. It is. It's like it's almost like a where our football is evolving, and I love to see it. You love to see it. The
Absolutely.
Arteta artists are really nervous. Can't blame them. Yeah, because they can't get paid.
What the
That's why.
fuck is this? Are they even like Arteta hours are nervous? Like as if, oh no, we're gonna win the league. This is the worst thing ever. Like fuck
Yeah,
off.
yeah, they are. But like if we win the league, or God forbid we win multiple trophies, a lot of people are not gonna have YouTube channels.
I actually fucking hate those people. Like honestly, I don't want to be part of my fan base. At one point, I
Arteta
think
has
there's a
made it clear.
space for Arteta outers. I think
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like even Cal yourself, at one point you doubted him, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I think for me and Cal, I know for sure, both of us neither are in the inner or outer camp. We sit in
yeah.
the middle. When Arsenal is doing well, we will get behind the manager. If the manager has done something poorly, we will criticize him for it. But
Exactly,
there's
hundred
no
percent.
reason to have agendas for either. Because either way, like we say we're sucking, and you're sticking to the Arteta is the best manager in the world stuff. Even that's like we were losing 8, 9, 10 games in a row
Yeah,
in some fantasy, and then you can keep saying he's the best manager in the world. You look like a fucking moron. On the
yeah.
same
Like
on the same
let's say,
side,
yeah, yeah.
we're doing right now, and you're saying, "Oh no, we're going to win the league." You also look like a fucking moron.
Yeah, 100%. Like if Arteta loses the next 11 games in a row and we somehow finish third, um, like obviously I would be like, okay, this guy needs to get out of here because he just this can't happen, But like if he's doing everything correctly, he's literally doing everything correctly right now. All the complaints that we've had, that anyone's ever had, which is, like the fluid, we're playing fluid football where he's maximizing the talents of all our players. He's out of halftime if we're not playing good. He's making subs that impact the game. Like he's doing literally everything that he can. Like you cannot ask for more at this point.
100%.
So
Like
and
even me in games, I'm literally like, "Arteta, what are you doing?" And then
yeah,
I think right now it's
yeah,
more like, "Don't sub up Victor Gyökeres," and everybody
yeah.
can
That's
know it.
pretty much yeah. But that's
No, because
exactly
you
how
know
they
what?
acted.
On a real though, I don't want to stay on this for like I'll say
Yeah,
about 5 seconds. On a
yeah,
real though, I would like to see him leave Gyökeres in one time for 90 minutes and see what happens. Because I do think that he will benefit from that last few minutes where things can sometimes get chaotic, especially if we're doing well in the game. That I think sometimes the spaces might open up for him. Like I just
yeah,
want to see what we would look like. Because honestly, I don't think we can see the Krupi goal if he keeps Gyökeres on as well. So
yeah. Maybe not. I don't know. And there's Rookie says, but that's exactly how they're acting. These Arteta artists can't simply be objective, constantly finding shit to moan about. Now they're doing this as a narrative. Yeah, we spoke about that as well. They will complain about anything. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
we've spoken about Arsenal, the Bournemouth game. Um, in terms of Manchester City, uh, we've spoken about them a little bit, and to be honest with you, I think just going in a little bit more detail. I think one of the big reasons why they're not doing that well is that they just don't have the killers that they used to have. Like it's not like people think that Pep can just take a bunch of guys who are like good players and just win everything because they don't have bad players. They're good players. It's just they literally had some of the greatest players the league has ever seen playing for them, you know, all the time. And you can't just go on a winning streak like that, And I think Kevin De Bruyne not being there is a big deal. A lot of the players like Bernardo Silva is like they're just getting older and they're just not the same. They're just not the same guy. Players have different peaks. I know Bernardo Silva isn't that old, but maybe his peak was just younger, kind of like Raheem Sterling's peak was a bit younger than usual. So I don't think you can just expect City to just win everything, and
Yeah.
you don't have the guy. You don't have the guy. I remember in was it the 23-24 season when De Bruyne was injured for like 3 months of the season, and then he comes back, and then he comes off the bench and wins City a game, and then City like never turns back. They don't have that guy, you know. They don't have
Mm.
they don't have those guys anymore. So I think that's a big reason for it. And also the prodigal son, the guy who's the chosen one, Phil Foden, the one who, set up that amazing Eze goal on a plate for him for England. That without that pass, Eze was never going to score that goal. You
Outside the
guys know
box.
which one. You know which one I'm talking about. That Phil Foden. He's not the guy. He's one of the guys. We all know who Foden is. He's not a bad player. I think he's a very technical player. He's a good player, but he's not a guy. He's not a killer. He's not gonna just win you the game. I think they do have players like that. I do think Haaland is one of those guys. I think Haaland is the guy, but come on. He has like 19 goals halfway through the season. What you need him to score 50 goals for you to win the game, win 50 prem goals for you to win the league? Like, let's be honest. Like, come on. Without Haaland's goals right now, City would be like probably 11th. So
Mm. I think you're being very nice to them, Cal. I mean, well, overall, I think it's a great analysis. But in terms of this Chelsea game, bro, even that is not an excuse because Chelsea went into this game with a guy who's never managed a Premier League game in his life or a professional level ever, right? I made jokes because I called him Dan Potts because he looks like Dan Potts. His name is something like I think his name like Kenneth McFarland or something. Right? I think he coaches the youth team or something, right? So first of all, they just had the manager sacked because I think City played a part in sabotaging that bad boy. Let's not forget the link Maresca had to the City job, right?
yeah.
So I'm telling you, this Man City team work in shady ways. Like the fact that Semenyo even played in our game, I think was part of that too, because they could have got that thing wrapped up. They're trying everything they can,
Oh, so,
right?
wait, you think they didn't get Semenyo just so he could play in our game to like
Yeah,
kind
I
of
do.
take
I
a
do
point
think
off
so.
us?
Yeah, I
That's
do. And I'm
hilarious.
a conspiracy theorist. Where's the conspiracy theorist guy who's always in here? He would
Oh
agree with me.
yeah, we need him
Listen to
back.
this. This was the 11 for Man City, and not for Man City. Forget Man City. For Chelsea, Jorgensen in goal, not Robert Sanchez. Jorgensen, Gusto at left back. He's a right back at left back, right? Badiashile, Chalaba, Achimpong at right back. That's their back four. Okay, Fernandez and James, that duo did very well against us, fair, right? Neto, who was on a stinker in this game, Palmer, who was a stinker on this game, Esteval got hooked at halftime, João Pedro, right? On the bench, I mean, who comes on the bench? Actually, Hato, Santos, Delap. Okay. But this Chelsea team, which was going through absolute hell all week, we said we have no faith in this Chelsea team going to. By the way, this is in the Etihad. It's not at the bridge. This is at the Etihad. The great Pep Guardiola could not outcoach Dan Potts. Let's talk about this for a second. If
But to
this
be
was
fair,
Arsenal, we would be cooked
we would have gone
on every
slips.
channel, on
Yeah.
every YouTube channel, every single article, ESPN, Sky Sports, everyone would cook us. We honestly, this Man City team, guys, they're bottling it. We were supposed to be the ones. Look at that. They couldn't fucking finish them off. In fact, they were afraid to. That times I told you they couldn't stick or twist. They didn't. They've lost that killer edge. And by the way, it was a bit of a fluky goal there by Enzo at the end. Great cross by Gusto, but
We're
a
so
bit of a
cooked.
fluky, very unconvincing finish from Enzo, and that's what did him. Like for me, I'm just sitting there laughing at that entire performance. Man, I honestly, that's why I get so much confidence. I don't know about you think about Cal, but I think it's your turn because you were very nice, and I'm giving you a chance to redo that a little bit.
To be honest, I'm still like I think they're definitely not the same city, but to be honest, football is a humbler, bro. Like football's a humbler. Like we lose against Liverpool, they win, they're 3 points behind. With them playing them at the Etihad, you know what I'm saying? And to be honest, based on the game, like like they didn't finish their chances, but they were still playing like a decent brand of football. They were just like very like that Haaland chance where he hits the post was like
Mm.
unlucky. That was an unlucky not to
I think
go
you
in.
guys get one or two of those per game, though. To be honest,
Yeah.
Holland.
And
Anyway,
so for me, like they're not the same city, so I do feel a lot more comfortable facing them, but I'm not like eh. Like we'll see. I think if they drop points again in the next 3 games and we don't, then it's like then I probably go in a lot harder
all right.
because at this point,
Mm.
and especially because they're trying to buy their way out of trouble again. Like if they get like Semenyo on Guhi and then still like can't close the gap on us, yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah,
Look,
it's go time.
for me, the Gahey Semenyo thing, the fact that Vardio is going to be now out for the season, and I think that's something that's really important to highlight. And Diaz is also got injured. You don't know when he's going to be back
Oh
for
shit, I
them.
need to remove Gavadio from my FPL.
Yeah. All right. Good idea, right?
Yeah.
Gahey doesn't make a difference if they're missing their best two center backs. Okay, great. You got Gahey.
I mean,
It's
Gay's
still it's still not as strong as them as at full strength.
yeah,
Like
true.
it doesn't make the impact that everybody think it would. Semenyo, I already tell you already, is not making the impact they think he would. I saw him play
Yeah,
the other week.
yeah.
He's
I don't
not.
think
He's
he's I
no.
think he's I think he's like he might score in bunches
By the way,
maybe.
he was great in the first 9 games. Since then, he's really dropped off quietly.
Yeah, yes. Yes.
So for me, I'm not that worried. Like
I'm not seeing the
I'll
consistency out of
I'll
him
say
that I
this
would
right
want.
now, right? I did the math, and I said this earlier on the terrace, and I wonder what you think. I want to hear your thoughts. I think that we maximum have 12 drop points in us by the end of the season. This is the logic I used by doing that. 12 points is how much we did in the first half. Both me and you said the second half schedule is easier than the first half schedule. So I
Yeah.
think that potentially 12 is me being a bit harsh on us. I think we got 12 points max that we are dropping. Right now, the gap is 6. So City, if they drop 7 points from now to the end of the season, that's it. I don't think it's mathematically possible for them to catch us, and I think we would have won. What do you think?
Yeah, do we drop more than 12? I think we can drop more than 12. And the reason why do think we're capable of dropping more than 12 is because of Champions League. I do think we're going to get really deep in this Champions League, and I think that will have effect on us on the league. And the league is strong. Like the league is so strong. Like the and that's probably part of the next topic that I want to get into. Like just the strength of the league in general, and this whole narrative that the league's like weaker than than it's ever been. Of course, it's weaker than it's ever been because Arsenal's on top, right? But like,
I don't. That narrative is
yeah,
crazy. How a team
yeah.
had 100 points, and you think it's weaker now? I think is nuts.
David speaks football, makes an appearance.
28 in a row. By the way, while David's here, I want to talk about Ruben. I know we're in the middle of our city.
Yeah, yeah, that's
I gotta
actually true.
capitalize on David being
Yeah,
here.
that's
David,
true.
can you? I mean, actually, let me know if you have time at the moment, or you're already out of this chat. But you're back. I want to know what you think about Ruben.
Yeah,
I do.
if you if you have time, hop on. If you have time, we'd love to have you on. Just to talk about this whole Amarim situation.
Even if you have 5 minutes, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, you don't have to be here forever. Like, but I'm just really
Uh,
curious because
yeah.
I've heard everybody else's take really on
Yeah.
Ruben, and I felt your voice needs to be heard
Yeah.
because you were at the forefront of this story. I feel like for the whole year,
Yeah.
and I feel like, I want to hear you.
Yeah, and as David says, as for strength of the league, spot on, Cal. Everyone is saying that the league is rubbish. It's the opposite. It's competitive. It is competitive. The floor's raised. Like, I'm sorry, like when mid-table clubs are spending hundreds of millions of dollars in summers, like I don't think the league's getting weaker with that much money spent. It's just not happening. Before we get into the Ruben talk, I just want to read out some of Rookie's lovely comments. Rookie said people need to give these Chelsea players some credit. Big game mentality monsters. Dude, I love the freaking the Enzo Fernandez and Arsenal kit edits. It's
Oh yeah,
hilarious.
send me the link. I'll jump on. Okay, cool. We got David. Let's hold the Ruben conversation until David's here. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Dan Putz is crazy. Yeah, that's he keeps calling him Dan Putz. Exactly. City got the same result when we got against Villa, Chelsea, and Sunderland, but they are very different reaction to us. Yeah, it's a narrative thing. Once we win the league, the narratives end. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
City always play like this. So Palace, Forest, and Forest should have won against them if not for Donnarumma. Yeah, man,
Mm-hmm.
Donnarumma is like an elite uh goalkeeper.
We should
Uh,
have a player sent off in that game too.
Yeah,
So.
Ruben, like I don't want to hear about the Moreno pull down and what happened to Ruben. And he did it again, by the way. Um,
Mm-hmm.
City have spent 552 million. If they buy Semenyo and Guehi, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's from January to January. No excuses for these frauds. I do think City would beat Brighton. They are just so bad. I haven't been watching too much Brighton. I hope they have something for them. But I won't hold my breath. Igor Thiago at Brentford, Wilson at Fulham, Semenyo at Bournemouth, and every club in the league have one of those. Exactly. Look at the goal that Liverpool conceded. These are the players that are in the league. You can't tell me you could score a goal like that by being shit. Like these are the goals, and we're seeing goals like that every single week. I'm not hearing that the league's leak, bro. Like I'm just not.
I mean, even we're
It's not.
conceding goals like that. We conceded
Yeah,
to
we are.
Kuki, like.
Yeah, like the teams are tough, and the league's gonna get better. It is, and like when you compare us to Europe, where like on aggregate we're completely obliterating Europe. Like La Liga
I
just
mean,
is keeps blank.
Even Wolves, the worst team, by the way, potentially the worst team in the history of the Premier League, starting to look a bit better with a win. Congratulations to
Yeah,
them.
6 points.
But even Wolves, we barely fucking beat. I
Yeah,
mean,
3 own goals.
Liverpool struggle with Wolves. United
Yeah,
struggle with Wolves. Like
yeah. It's not
that's
it's
the
not new.
worst that you have.
If I think if Arsenal goes unbeaten in the league in January, I think they'll win it, says Michael. You're probably first time I see you here, I don't think you're probably not an Arsenal fan, probably a rival or neutral. Dude, if we go unbeaten in January, that'd be kind of insane. That would because that's like there's like what 8 games in January. We'd be on like a 11 to 12 game win streak, like 13 game win streak or something. That's a insane run if we do that. We are slowly heading back to prime Barclays because the prem money is insane. Yeah, the money's good, the product's good.
I also think, by the way, one of the big parts that's hitting into us being in prime Barclays is that we now have a return for, I believe, elite midfielders that we haven't had before.
Yeah.
I think about Declan Rice, talking about Caicedo, Bruno is in that conversation.
Cherky.
Rodri, of course. Cherky.
Wirtz is actually getting into form.
You know what my theory about Wirtz is cooking right, huh? Look who's missing. Now he feels like he's more responsible. No Salah, no Isaac, and now he's
that's because there are too many chefs. Like we knew this. Now that they have to play through him, he's gonna look better. It's like we know this. But he's gonna get bodied in that midfield. He can't handle us. He can't handle our midfield. He's gonna get cooked.
I hope so.
Famous last words.
No, I'm just seeing what's crazy though? Having seen the way our rivals have all started 2026. By the way, guys, hold that thought because one of our rivals is now in the chat and he only got 5 minutes. He's in the gym. I see him. Just gonna give him the thing. So, Cal, you start off our
which one should we do? There we go. Welcome, Big David. Nice to see you again, man.
Guys.
Happy New Year. Thanks for always supporting the stream. Thanks for always coming on here and saying hello, man. It means a lot.
Don't be silly, man. Thanks for having me and thanks for always responding to my chat. Listen, I went live yesterday. I didn't realize how difficult it is to like manage these chats when you've got a few chats. So I appreciate you always getting back to me because you're on a topic and then someone sends a chat in and it throws you off. So sorry about always commenting and throwing you.
No, dude, commenting is exactly what we want, dude. Like we love the comments, man, and that's why I try to read them all out because it means a lot. to build a community, be part of the conversation. But yeah,
talk to me, guys. Where are you
dude,
guys at in regards to Ruben Amorim? Before I
dude,
give my big spiel, you
my
tell me.
my big thing was and I was getting a lot of hate on on the football terrace when I said this. Like I was saying that, you know, Ruben, I didn't even get to finish my point, but I say Ruben, a lot of it is on Ruben, but a lot of it's on the board as well. Like this isn't like it's not like a simple thing. I think the Manchester United situation is like one of the most complicated situations in football. Because first of all, I do think the board, even though they're just wrong and they're shit and they don't know what they're doing, they are spending money trying to get in high profile quality players. You guys went and got two of the best players in the league last season. And then you went and get one of the best hot young prospects that we were chasing frustratingly for like half the summer. You guys got him. So I can't say that United ownership doesn't give a shit, because I think they do. I think they're just really shit at running the club, you know. And also Amorim, I think he, you know, underperformed. But also I don't think he got sacked because because of him underperforming.
No.
It's because of the fallout, you know. And to be honest with you, if I be honest, after that Grimsby game, when he said, you know, when he was saying things like, "Oh, you can't replace all the players," you know, and stuff like that, how he's looking like he wanted to cry after the game. For me personally, I thought, okay, you don't have what it takes, because for me personally, to be in charge of a big club, you need a spine, and that's why I don't rate Emery, because I don't think he has the spine to like manage big clubs. I think very few coaches can actually manage clubs like United, Arsenal, and stuff like that. I mean, look at this guy, Thomas Frank. He can't even handle Spurs. That's bloody Spurs. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's for the best, because it was just, there was no turning back after he was calling out the board, because I don't think you can tolerate that as a football club.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah, I don't know where you guys go from here. Honestly, I don't know how to solve this problem.
Yeah.
I hear you. Where are you at, Anton? Tell me.
Look, I've had a bit of a think about this, and obviously when I spoke today on Thick Side, I started to have a point of view on Ruben. I think that didn't sound like me, because I've kind of think about it in the aftermath of how's it going and the facts that I've seen. 38% win percentage is the worst win percentage of any manager since Sir Alex Ferguson. So that's
I think it's less than that, mate. I think it's 31.9 is what I've read. Either way, they both sound as bad, but carry on.
Yeah.
It's bad. People are comparing him to Slot, which is insane to me. But
by the way, Slot's a title winner. It's not even the same conversation.
It's not.
But I would say that I think United's bigger problems are bigger than Ruben. I don't think that United's problems go away with a new manager, especially with what's available in the market right now, to be honest. I do think that the Glazers and Ineos have a big part to play in this. I think the fact that, I think thinking about it now, the fact that you guys got rid of Dan Ashworth because he didn't want Ruben in the first place is a red flag for how your club is being run. So you got a bunch of people who are sacking others because they don't agree with them. That, for me,
when they've hired that person to make that decision. They've hired that person to make that decision, and then you've sacked him based on the fact that you don't think his decision is correct. But hang on, you've hired him to make footballing decisions.
Oh, that's right. No.
But anyway, carry on, Anton. Sorry.
No. So for me, that's what outlines the fact that May and I had problems before Amorim was even there. It was a poison chalice, I felt like, to begin with. I think Ruben himself, I still think that. I saw the way that sporting team. I mean, look at Victor Gyökeres. Victor Gyökeres right now is struggling to score goals for us. He got 100+ goals out of him.
Yeah, he was excellent for Ruben.
Right, correct. So he won titles, he won cups. There, I know we're going to say the Portuguese and go back to that whole conversation, but he's a good manager. We played them in the Europa League. He knocked us out of the Europa League. He technically outdid Arteta over 2 legs when we played them then. And I thought that he was an excellent coach. When you guys got him, I was like, damn, they got a serious coach. Didn't turn out that way. I think that overall he was stubborn. He should have been able to be able to change, switch his formation. At the end of the day, every single opponent, you kind of needs to do well to expose their weaknesses, and he never did it. He was passive in that Everton game. They were down to 10 men, and he didn't go for the. He didn't. You're behind. Doesn't make a change to kind of be more attacking in the game and go after the extra spaces. Didn't do that. The West Ham game was a similar story, and then you guys can see at the very end. And that was, again, that's a similar story to what happened with City yesterday. I just criticized City for it, so Ruben probably should get the criticism for that as well. The Wolves game, I think, was bad. I mean, going all the way back to the Grimsby game, I would say there were a few other ones earlier in the year that I just thought were bad, but at the same time, I've been in many conversations with you, and you could see that the team was improving. So
he's committed a lot of crimes. He's committed a lot of crimes.
But what you said to me yesterday is the reason why he got sacked. He said the following words: "I was brought to Manchester United to be a manager, not a coach." He lost his shit because apparently the board wouldn't buy Conor Gallagher. Conor Gallagher, of all people on planet Earth.
I don't think
you're gonna lose your job for that. But he spoke out. They were backing him publicly. They had his back in public, and then he roasted them in public. And for me, if you had to cut back. I think they would have stuck with him, but the minute that he did that so publicly, that was the end, because you can't.
You can't tolerate that.
Yeah. Look, there's a lot to go through, right? But you guys know my journey with Ruben Amorim and how it's been. You've been there since the start, really, of my journey. And for the viewers that are watching, I'll quickly summarize it. I wanted this man out right from the get-go because he was awful. He was awful. There was no manager bounce. He lost to Ange Postecoglou's Spurs in the final. I would have parted ways there, and you guys knew me then, more or less. It was kind of like with the start of the journey. And I was kind of like, get rid of this man. How can you lose to Spurs in the final? I remember seeing him in the tunnel in that final, and I've said this a few times on the Football Terrace, absolutely shitting himself in the tunnel. And if your manager looks that way, listen, we're all human. But if your manager looks that way, how are you going to feel as a player? And
dude, the general can't shit his pants. The general cannot shit his pants.
That's it. Even if you are deep down, you got to be firm, man. You got to hold it. You got to be the top guy, you know? I understand he's young and inexperienced, but when I saw that was already a red flag. The start of the season commenced, I saw no improvements, right? And you guys saw me coming on the Football Terrace, telling everyone, this guy is awful. All I ever got back was, be patient. Improvements will come. Once he gets the right players, it will improve. And you know what? I can admit it now because I'm no longer on the Football Terrace. I've taken a bit of a step away from it just because of being busy and other things. Seeing different panelists' opinions, seeing opinions such as Terry's will kind of sway how you look at things. It just will. That is facts, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? They may have a point. They've got a lot of experience in football content. Maybe let me just take a sit back and see how this goes. And to be fair to Amorim, he won 3 in a row against Liverpool, Brighton, a bogey team for us. He didn't lose in 10 games, only once in 10 games. I started thinking, hang on a minute, this is heading in the right direction. He changed his formation. Hang on a minute, this is looking better. We're attacking more. And to be honest, going from 15th to 6th in the league, I can't
3 points off of the Champions League spot when he left it.
I can't complain. However, mate, I'll be honest. Now the fog has cleared, right? And now I look at his tenure over 14 months. Obviously, I was looking at what he could achieve, but it's over now. It's over now. He is the worst manager since Sir Alex Ferguson that we've appointed. He's won 14 games in 14 months or 15, 14, something like that.
Jeez.
It's been awful. It's been awful. And dare I say it, the guy was so charming. The guy spoke so well that he even lowered my standards. He lowered them. He lowered a lot of the fan base's standards because he was such a genuine, nice guy. And he came at a point where everyone was just like, you know what? We can't keep chopping and changing managers. Let's give this fella time. It could have been anyone. It could have been you, Cal. It could have been me. It could have been Anton. We would have all got the time because he just came at the right time. Does that make sense?
Yeah, 100%.
But to cut long story short, all the leaks are coming out now, and it sounds like to me he couldn't take it anymore. It
Yeah.
sounds like to me he had had enough of the job. And I don't know what you guys think, right? But the conversations have come out now that Wilcox has spoken to him on numerous occasions to say, hey, mate, this isn't really working, this system. Is there any way we can maneuver this a bit more, right? To try a different system, evolve the current system. I'm not being funny, guys. We all work and we've all got employers, or I'm self-employed, but you get my point. If your boss, I don't know if you have bosses, but let's just do this as a scenario. If your boss says to you, hey, Anton, really love what you're doing, but let's try and just change direction a little bit and try this. What if he doesn't do that at all and just sacks you, right? They could have easily have said, this isn't working, Ruben. Let's sack him. He's not going to change his system. Let's sack him. But instead, Wilcox has actually had a conversation with him and said, is there a way to change this? And Ruben's taken it completely personally, started saying that he's not a coach, he's a manager, and completely thrown his toys out of the pram.
That's performative, though. I think he just wanted to get sacked. He
Yeah,
wanted to
I
leave with the
agree.
bag.
I
think he
agree.
gave
And
up.
I
The
think-
amount of times he goes, oh, I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow.
Exactly. He threw his toys out the pram too many times, and the board did want to back him. Now, there is the conversation that Sesko wasn't his sign-in. I don't think he was either. And I said that for weeks, because the minute you're playing Mason Mount as your false nine, when you've just spent 74 million on Sesko, that isn't your sign-in. Do you understand? So I get his points, but man, he wasn't good enough. Let's be honest, guys. If his results were better, he wouldn't have got sacked. That's the truth.
Yeah.
To be honest, it's a shame, but it's the right decision. Yeah. Right decision. Go for it.
Yeah. Yeah. To be honest with you, you're right. If his results were better, he wouldn't have been in the stressful situation to begin with. And to be honest, it's kind of, for me personally, it's like, I think he's been one of the most embarrassing managers in the league, not because of necessarily the results, but the behavior. Like, I cannot believe, after the Grimsby game, I completely, if my manager came out there and he was like in the rain and he's telling me, well, you can't sack all the players, you can't get rid of all the players, and he's like shrugging and looking defeated. It's like, you will never, if Arteta was like that, he would have been gone.
He's looked like that a few times, Ruben, hasn't he? And listen, as for what's next, I mean, seeing him smiling after with his 10 million in his pocket, after the Europa League final. Yeah, he said that he would waive his severance. Remember, after the Europa League final, if he feels like it's. Don't get me wrong, guys. I don't think he should have waived his severance. He deserves his money. Good luck to you. You've signed a contract. Take it. Yeah. But moving forward, guys. Yeah, and I'll kind of finish with this, and you guys can let me know what you think. Since Sir Alex Ferguson, we have not appointed best in class. At no circumstance we have done that.
I think we got Jose.
Yeah, all right, let me explain. We appointed David Moyes, self-explanatory, it's not best in class, right? That is when Jose Mourinho was best in class at that point in time. And that's when we should have appointed Jose Mourinho. But let's move on. We then appointed LVG. Well, let's be honest, had a great CV, but he wasn't best in class at the time. He was kind of in a retirement home almost. He was done. Right?
He was such a character. He was so funny. His accent always. I remember he used to say Manchester United's.
Yeah, when he fell on the floor against Arsenal. Do you remember when he fell on the floor against Arsenal? Yeah. After that, we employed Jose Mourinho. He had already been sacked by Chelsea. He just wasn't the same Jose Mourinho. I think we can all agree on that. He wasn't best in class at that time, right? After that, we went to Ollie. Self-explanatory. That was like a pity appointment, or shall I say an emotional appointment. And then we've gone the next big thing, Ten Hag, Amorim. At no point since Fergie have we gone and said, let's get the best available manager out there. And mate, we've spent 74 million on Højlund, 74 million on Sesko. Go out there right now, and if it costs fucking 100 million, go and get Luis Enrique out of PSG. Go and get the best in class right now. Don't actually beat around the bush anymore. David?
You just said that, and I just had a green light go in my head. PSG is not winning the league right now. If PSG don't win the league and RC Lens win the league, I think Enrique. You know the way it goes with PSG, right? You don't win the league, you're sacked
Yeah.
because
But
that's
either
minimum
way,
expectation.
the
He
man's
might
won
be
the
available in
treble.
somewhere.
He's won the treble at Barca. He's won the treble at PSG. I still believe, and I know you guys are Arsenal fans, and I give you a lot of stick with Arsenal. I still believe there's that allure where the next man to bring United back to the top will be known as a flipping hero across football.
Of
Mm.
course,
That,
yeah,
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 and
it
I
will be.
believe
We
we
know
need
that
we
because
need
how Arteta's doing to us.
Yeah,
exactly. For me, that is the only option. We need to go get best in class. We need to stop beating around the bush. Will they do it? I don't think so. They've already made the mistake rehiring Ten Hag basically by giving him another contract. We touched base earlier on Dan Ashworth, right? You've hired a man to make footballing decisions. The minute he makes a tough footballing decision, you sack him. You then hire Ruben Amorim, you sack him. We're in last chance saloon here.
yeah.
Guys,
The
I
thing is,
don't know.
yeah, my problem with even I don't think you guys can attract best in class because I feel like the United as a manager, like it's a poison chalice.
I
Like
get you.
you don't know, like as a manager, if you're an elite manager, let's say you're Zidane or whatever, like are you sure that United are going to facilitate what you need to get them back?
I
Is
think
that
you need a
something,
certain, yeah, I get
you
your
know what I
point. I
mean?
think you need a certain character, but let's say we're all managers here. Let's say you're a manager,
Conte,
Cal.
I think Conte.
Yeah, let's say you're a manager, Cal, yeah, and you've done well for yourself. You've smashed it. You've won the treble with Barca. You've won the treble with PSG. Even if you went to United and it didn't go well, it's not going to ruin your reputation. You've
No,
already got everything in the bank. But wouldn't you have that thing about you to think, I've won the treble in Spain. I've won the treble with PSG. If I go and do this with Man United, I'll be in conversations with absolute legends of the game. And I think I'm good enough to do it. And that for me is what the attraction of Man United still is. Can you be the next man to bring us back? Because so many have failed.
yeah.
Mm.
And the thing is, it's like you need a manager that's capable of rebuilding the squad. I think there are a lot of very elite managers that can't actually rebuild the squad.
Yeah, that's a good point.
To be honest,
But
there's a lot of guys that could come in and take like an almost winning squad or a decent squad and make them winners. There are very few ones that could like rebuild one
Yeah.
from scratch essentially and
You
take them
say
to
that
the
about
starting top.
Enrique. Didn't he arrive there? Sorry, Anton. Didn't he arrive there with like Messi, Neymar, Mbappe?
yeah, because
Am,
it was after
am I
Emery
wrong?
left them in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Emery and Poch were there, and
yeah,
He's then gone and
Liverpool.
turned them into a treble winning Champions League winning team with players like Vitinha, Joao
Without
Neves.
them, Mbappe
Without
left.
them, that's
yeah,
for me best in class. And
yeah.
I'm
He
dreaming
would be.
maybe, and maybe it's not realistic, but that's the point I made earlier. You've spent 74 million on Hoyland, 74 million on Sesko. You've been beaten around the bush with these smart transfers that are not fucking smart at all. Sorry to swear. It's
No,
time
I
to
swear.
spend
Right.
money. It's time to spend. They've spent 27 million on Ruben Amorim, taking him out of
Right.
Sporting, getting rid of him. If someone said to United tomorrow, board 60 million, you can have Enrique and he'll sign. I think that's a no-brainer, guys. It's a no-brainer.
Oh,
Yeah, well, yeah, you
absolutely.
get and like
Look,
any money, like any salary that he wants.
look for me, David.
You
Though
pay that.
this is what I would say. I don't know how much time we've got left, but this is what I would say in terms of how I would fix United in general. Looking at it, you guys need to be a bit more patient with the next guy. I think the fact that they were willing to be patient with Ruben is a good step. I would also say that, by the way, Ashworth was right.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing the other thing I would say though is that being patient means like for instance with us, right? With Arteta, we had to take a blowtorch to the squad that Emery left us.
Yeah, yeah.
And that included players like Mesut Ozil, who was a world-class player, but he was getting
Aubameyang.
paid too much money. He only played about one game a month. It wasn't because of injury. It was because of mental health. And that's ridiculous. Somebody getting paid 300K a week, right? Got rid of Aubameyang, right? We got rid of Lacazette. We
Yeah.
got rid of, right? We took a blowtorch. All the shit defenders, David Luiz, Socrates. We had to do everything. We had to literally start from scratch. The reason why Bukayo Saka is such a good player was because we literally threw him in there because we had nobody else left to play. We got rid of players and we're like, you know what? Let's just start literally with Saka and Smith Rowe, right? That's what you got to be willing to do. Goodbye, Luke Shaw. Goodbye, Maguire. Goodbye, Malacia. Goodbye, Dorgu. I mean, not Dorgu. Dorgu's good.
Yeah.
I will keep him.
But he
Goodbye,
has done that, though.
Dallo.
He has
Goodbye.
done that to a
Yeah.
certain extent.
No, but
Rashford,
it needs to.
Sancho, Garnacho.
No, he has. But here's the issue, right?
But his results are
You
shit.
guys as a
Arteta's
fan
results are never
base.
this bad.
No, but you guys as a fan base put too much pressure on the how quick it needs to be turned around.
Yeah.
I was on a panel this morning, right? And Wolfie comes at me, and I'm trying to bring this whole thing. He goes, "Well, it took Arteta 6 years," and I'm like, "Yes, the reason why that's exactly why it's taken him that. You guys breaking up into two small parts. It took him 3 years before we were able to challenge for the title, the 22-23.
Yeah.
Prior to that, we had our worst start in his first full year. We had our worst start in the history of our club, like right when we finished 8th. The year after that, right, we finished 5th. The year after that,
exactly. Has he ever had a 33% win rate? I don't think so.
No, but at one point he did. At one point,
did he?
Yeah, at one point at the very beginning,
not a year.
A very small win.
Not a year. Not a year.
But
maybe a
he won an FA Cup. He won an FA Cup, right?
Which
the
gave
next
him
year
some
we
leeway.
started. I think we went winless in our first 5.
What I will ask, let me ask you guys, and I don't expect you to know this. Amorim didn't get sacked on his results, which is shocking, I know. He didn't get sacked because of his results. He got sacked by what he said in that press conference. It's unacceptable, guys. To say, in 18 months' time, I'm going to jog on anyway, and the next man can come in and take over. What are you talking about? If I hired him and paid his wages, I'd get rid of him as well. But the point I'm making is, has Arteta, and here's my question, during these whole 6-7 years, I don't remember Arteta attacking the board in a press conference.
Never.
I don't remember Arteta attacking the board in a post-match interview. They've all been on the same page, and Arteta's also realised he's not a Conte, he's not a Jose Mourinho, he's not a Tuchel yet. He knew his place. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah. Amorim is just out here saying, I'm not Tuchel, I'm not Conte, I'm not Jose, but don't mean I can't demand what I want. David, he has a point, but you got to have results with it,
David,
man.
This is the difference, right? Go back and watch if you want to really understand the Amazon documentary with Arsenal.
I've watched it.
And do you not notice that Josh Kroenke and Arteta sit together in the cafeteria every day and talk like they're best friends? You know that that literally like Kroenke and Arteta like go out all the time. They are mates now.
But let me ask you
every time that Arteta has something to say to his ownership, he goes, "Hey, Josh, this, that." Yeah, they're talking. Yeah, they have a relationship.
Let me ask you a question.
Kroenke's willing to support him in every single way.
If Arteta came out and did what Amorim did 2 years in, 3 years in, he could have. You see what I'm saying, Cal? So it's not even a
conversation. There's no way anyone could say that he should still be here. That's just like I heard people saying it just doesn't make any sense to me. You can't do that. You can't have someone disrespect the football club. At the end of the day, whether you hate the board or not, they're your board. It's like. It doesn't really matter, like, if your brother or sister are an asshole, you're not going to let some dickhead from the outside call them an asshole.
Totally. And ultimately, if his results were better, if he was on a 50% win ratio, right, he can maybe get away with saying a little more or demanding a little more in the boardroom. There's a reason, Ruben, you can't demand anymore because you've been given enough to get better results, my friend. Yeah. And they've tried to
earn that cachet. Same thing goes for Maresca, by the way.
It's not like
they start demanding things before they actually started building a reputation.
The thing is,
showing they're worth anything.
At least
not what he wanted after he won a title.
Dude, no, but at least Maresca he was given freaking Garnacho, Delap, and and Gittins. Amorim got freaking Mbuemo Cunha. Like, come on. What would Chelsea be like if they had Mbuemo Cunha?
Mbuemo Cunha, Sesko, Lemons. I'm not being funny. Yeah, I would have done it slightly differently. Yeah, and Wilcox is to blame for that. There's that very obvious conversation that it was Wilcox. Should we get a striker? Should we get a midfielder? And this is where Dan Ashworth should have been there making these decisions, but they had got rid of him by then. And Wilcox said, let's get a striker. This is where Ruben Amorim has a point and should have had more say in that to say, no, I don't want Sesko. I don't want that striker. I want a midfielder. So I get his points. But my friend, you changed your formation, suggested to you by the board. The team looked better. We can all agree because of his change of formation. And then to prove a point against Wolves, you go back to your system,
It's
and
arrogance.
we look awful again. We look awful again, man.
Arrogance.
Right? And then obviously the board's pulled you up and said, hey, Ruben, why have you done that, man? You know, we've just beaten Newcastle. We've just beaten Newcastle. We've had an opportunity here to beat Wolves. And listen, I agree, guys. Wolves are no walkovers. It took Arsenal 2 own goals to beat them.
You
And
did
they're
that,
the
by
best
the
team
way.
in the league.
I believe you're about 1 point off of the top 4.
Yeah, but the thing is, Anton, Everton, who are 12th, are also like 3 points behind us. So as much as I've been shouting for the rooftops to say 5th or 6th place, we've improved, it can easily go the other way, guys, you know? And I ain't going to lie, I creeped into Staffy's live the other day and I apologized to him and said, listen, man, sorry it got a little personal. Sorry I got a little heated. Because that's the type of guy I am. We're just talking about football at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Do you understand? And listen, in hindsight now, does he have a point? Was Ruben Amorim good enough? Probably not. Right?
Yeah.
Probably not. But some things were said that got me heated. You guys know that, you were there.
Yeah.
But I'm man enough to say, hey, Staffy, sorry about how I got, mate. Great point. Ruben wasn't good enough. Because I will always put my hands up, guys, and say, shit, it wasn't good enough. And yeah, he wasn't, guys. He wasn't good enough.
Yeah, he wasn't.
No, I agree. And but you can say something.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know where you go from here, but wherever you go, I think you just need to stick with it for once. I think you guys just need to go all in on an actual plan. Stop the flip-flopping. Stop the changing of minds. Get footballing people making footballing decisions. And even if you have, even if you think, if as a board member it's a wrong decision, you're not getting paid to make those decisions.
And by the way, I think it's good. I don't know what you think, David. I think it's good that they're waiting until the summer to make the
I think so too.
Gives them time to really think about. No, but I think instead of making a knee-jerk reaction, gives them to really do a lot of research, really dig deep, really think about their next decision. Maybe think about the playing squad. Maybe that blowtorch might come out. You never know.
Thing is though, Cal, what you just said there is they need to stick to something. They need to just give it time. I think they were willing to do that. They were. I honestly think they weren't going to sack this man no matter what the results. I swear to you, the way they were
it didn't look like it.
He had committed so many crimes, guys, sackable crimes, and he was nowhere near getting sacked. Jim Radcliffe came out and said, I'm going to give him 3 years. He officially said that. But when something becomes untenable, you can't blame. You can't blame the hierarchy. But you guys are right, and I've got to shoot off, but thanks for having me. But the next appointment needs to be who I suggested. Who do you, before I shoot off, give me a name, guys. Who do you think can change? Not that you want anyone to come in and change Man United's fortunes, but if you had to pick one name now, who would you hire as Man United manager?
Conte. He's going to be a short-term guy. He's going to come in. He's probably going to get you top 4, or probably win you the freaking league because he's an absolute freaking insane madman. The thing is, he's a no-nonsense guy. Play any sliver, remnants, little dash, smidgen of player FC would be completely obliterated by the time he's done with the football club. So even by the time he leaves, player FC will be gone with him. If you know what I mean. So and he's if you want consistency in the league, he's gonna do that. He's not gonna be long, but he's going to be a good ride. And to be honest,
fair play. It's a good shout. It's a good
and
shout.
He's also pulling up a little bit of a stinker at Napoli right now. So
you're not gonna like the name I say when I say it, but I've got justifications and a reason.
Go for it.
He's going to say Southgate, isn't he?
Yeah, Gareth Southgate. Do you know why I think Gareth Southgate? It's basically because of the situation you're in. I remember with England, right? I think the story on him has been told in a bit weird way. England had some amazing, great players, right? They could not play together. The culture at England was toxic. We had, too much rivalry being brought into this thing, and England just couldn't get out of last 16, getting exposed by Iceland in the Euros. Like it's totally absolutely disgusting. he took them to World Cup semifinal, 2 Euros finals, World Cup quarterfinal, and now to the point where we're able to bring in Tuchel, and hopefully that's the guy who finishes the job. But what you need now is not necessarily the manager who gets you over the line, but the manager who rebuilds the culture, gets rid of the toxic culture, really starts getting everybody to love each other, who really communicates well. I can imagine him and communicating well with Jim Radcliffe, being patient, not doing what Ruben is doing, always towing the company line. And
this is who Dan Ashworth wanted, by the way. This is who Dan Ashworth wanted. And this is why Southgate is such a, what's the word? A triggering name for people, that he said it to the board and it triggered them so badly that they sacked him.
The thing is, Southgate also got to like, what, 2 finals or 3?
Yeah, I mean, Cal, what he did for England, listen, I'm not an England fan, I'm a Portugal fan, right? And I'll be honest, I like seeing England lose. And the viewers might be shocked about that because of my accent and the way I speak English, but I'm Portuguese deep in my veins. And I love seeing England lose. However, Southgate in charge of England, I was worried because they actually might win something. It's a bit like Arteta for Arsenal. You know, that I hated England, I hate Arsenal, but I'm worried, right? And I have to give Southgate credit for that. And I understand why you would suggest him, Anton, but it's just a case of I'm ready to even go beyond that now, Anton, like I said earlier, and get even better than that. And
I know, but at the same time, you realize it's a process. Like, you're going to bring in Enrique tomorrow with this playing team. You think that all of a sudden you're challenging for the title.
I don't think so.
It's a long way back. A culture needs to be set because the culture is toxic. Look at all the players who are going out. Look at the way Rashford behaved as he started going older. Look at the way Sancho at the moment is playing for Emery. He's a perfect teacher's pet right now. When he went back to Dortmund, he was on his best behavior. Like when he was at Man United.
Is Garnacho doing anything?
Yeah, exactly.
What is he like with Chelsea?
It's you need to fix the culture first. Because if you have a virus in your computer, many times you can add many parts as you want. The computer is still going to have the virus.
The thing is, for me,
you have to fix the virus first.
For me, I do think they have a culture problem, but I don't think Southgate can solve it. I think it will be solved with an iron fist.
I agree. Look, Conte's a great shout. I also understand why you suggested Southgate. And to be honest, we're in a steady the ship type of environment, and he is a steady the ship type of guy. And he probably could get us like top 4, and then from there we build. So I understand both points of view.
Yeah.
And to be fair to Ruben Amorim, he was doing exactly what you just said, Anton. He got rid of Garnacho, he got rid of Sancho, he got rid of Rashford. And to be fair to the board, they backed everything he wanted.
Yeah.
So for him to throw his toys out of the pram like he has, do you think it was easy for the board to get rid of Rashford? Rashford, a Man United born and bred player. Do you think it was easy for the board to accept that Mainu's not allowed to play football? It's not easy. Do you think it was easy for the board to get rid of Garnacho, who has come through our academy from quite a young age? No, it wasn't. But they backed their manager. And here he is with his 33% win ratio saying, I'm not a coach, I'm a manager. I mean, it was ridiculous. And
it's ridiculous.
He shouldn't have even got his 10 million, but good luck to the fella anyway. Guys,
I mean, he played it really well.
off.
All right,
Thank you so much. Sorry
for coming on here. No,
bro.
Man, anytime. Welcome anytime as well.
See you guys soon.
Our viewers with David, because everybody knows he is a legend for me on the football terrace.
Box office.
Not formally, sorry, of the football terrace.
Formally, yes.
I was
what's
David more that.
Shout out your channel as well before you go, man.
Yeah, David Speaks Football. I appreciate it. If you want to hear me squeak away, then subscribe to me there. But I totally understand that this is a bunch of Arsenal people watching this, and I dislike Arsenal a lot. However, I will finish on this. I think I'm slowly starting to accept that this may actually be happening, guys. And you know what? The worst thing about it, you actually deserve it.
He's a good guy. I told you he's a good guy.
Saviors are not looking like you thought they were, did you? Are they?
Yeah. You actually deserve it. You're playing great. You're digging out results. Someone was due a beating, and you gave it to the team that were due a beating. Aston Villa. I mean, you've done everything. Good luck to you guys. Like I said, I hate you, but if you win it and you look like you are, well deserved. And it's, by the way, it's not because the league is not competitive. Sorry, it's not because the league's shit. Bullshit. The league is the most competitive it's ever been. You've got teams like Wolves, Arsenal needing 2 own goals to beat them because every team in the Premier League is tough to beat.
I mean, look at
Leeds
look at the goal that
I had Hamza
Liverpool
saying this
conceded.
the other day because I was on the stream with him and I just to sit back and I can't talk because he talks so much. But he was like, he was saying, how the weak the league is. He goes, you know what? Arsenal aren't in a title race where their opponent has to set 98 points. We need 100 just to barely win the league. And like the fact that one team had 100 and the other one had 98 tells you that the rest of the teams were absolute shit.
And neither of those teams did any of those teams win the did Liverpool win the Champions League that year? I think they did, didn't they?
They did. No. They did in one of those years that they didn't win the league. Yeah. I mean, listen, the Jurgen Klopp in his peak and Pep in his peak. I'm not surprised they got those points. Those two were in their prime. You know what I mean? But any team that wins a league that has Pep Guardiola in their league, they deserve it. And people need to digest that and stop acting silly. If you win a league and Pep Guardiola is in your league, mate, don't tell me they don't deserve it. That is deserved alone.
That means a lot coming from you, and I know how much that hurts you to say that so much.
But he's an honest guy. You can't help it.
Speak to you soon, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Buddy. All the best.
Thanks for coming on.
Bye. Bye. Cheers. Yeah.
And that's David Speaks Football. People go on watch some of his content. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Well spoken.
I think we talked all we need to do about Ruben.
Yeah, pretty much.
We can move on. Let's read some of the comments quickly because a lot of people have commented while we had David on. Thank you guys. We need to go all the way back to the top. We go from United in turmoil again.
Yeah.
Rookie says the fact that they let him stay for that Grimms result and all it took to sack him is challenging the hierarchy like that. Big red flag.
Yeah,
100% agree. Every day I wake up, I'm grateful for the Cronkies. Even when they were shit, they had a reason, our stadium. But United and Chelsea for no reason at all. Always in chaos. Long may it continue.
Yeah, there's actually no reason for them to be like this. You're right.
Ineos, by the way, if you guys don't know, Nice have been collapsed by them. Had a good team under Ferroli. They then sold all the pieces and replaced with poor players, their fans also fighting the players.
Oh man, I didn't know that.
That's crazy. Ineos have been a failure in every sport project they have been in, always end up in debt. Oh, wow.
At least the Cronkies have a track record of winning with other
Jason
teams.
Wilcox and Imbali, I love you.
Yeah, pretty much.
To be honest, more than just Imbali. It's Talboli, the whole 9 yards. That being the Chelsea side. Trust me, United is the problem. Ruined Amorim and Ten Hag's careers. Any manager who takes on the club will lose dignity as well. I agree. And I'm interested to see how Amorim bounces back because Ten Hag never recovered. Like he went to Leverkusen, took on an invincible squad and got sacked after 6 games. So I'm interested to see if Ruben gets himself a good job.
I forgot Ten Hag got sacked after 6 games. Brutal.
Yeah. Amorim laughing at the end, just the cherry on top. Amorim has played the system since he was a manager at Tondela. Oh, wow. Dude, Roki's got ball knowledge, man.
Yeah, man.
Big up, Rookie. Great. All this new young coaches, nothing like when Arteta come in. Arteta was adaptable and used what he had and proved it to the board that he should be trusted.
100%. You didn't get Arteta. Dude, our first big summer was freaking the one we got Rice with under Arteta. It's not like he was spent splashing the cash. And we had freaking Edu as the freaking the director of football. And Edu was his first time doing it as well. The circumstances that Arteta had to perform in was not great.
Oh man. So Rookie continues. Rookie, thank you so much for contributing to this program, by the way. Absolutely excellent. Luis Enrique will not work with these Okay, this is a response to David. With these restrictions at United, he constantly clashes with Luis Campos, but you think he will take Barada and Wilcox? Hell no, is what Ricky says. We should have put this up when David was talking, to be honest. But I think we would have. We kind of
the flow was kind of
and that United squad doesn't. Even one doesn't have one Enrique. Well, that always can get fixed because you're buying into the manager, you're buying into the system.
And I think Mainu would actually work under him. To be honest, I think Mainu is pretty technical.
Yeah. Enrique doesn't care. All he cares about is being able to play his football. Yeah, which I think he'd be allowed to. I mean, to be honest, to think how they allowed Amorim to play his system so stubbornly for over a year without really
Yeah.
changing it tells you
If you
that
get
they.
someone, I mean, if you get someone like Enrique, you'd get him what he needs. Like,
Yeah,
surely, you.
yeah, yeah. I don't think you guys giving Wilcox and Broad enough credit. Like, I think once Amorim was in the building, I think they gave Amorim what he needed.
They didn't give him. They didn't give him every single thing he wanted, but he didn't
But you
deserve
can't
that,
get everything in one transfer window,
and he didn't
right?
deserve it either.
Yeah. Luis Campos is the one who has done that, not Enrique. United fans, as usual, not doing their background checks. And how, well, to be fair, Luis Campos made the difference when he went and he got Kvaratskhelia in January last year, which is what you were saying, like why you're not worried about Semenyo, because that's not that type of signing.
Yeah.
And yeah, he did make that type of signing, and I think fair play. I think that's a.
Did Campos is the one that got Kvaratskhelia?
Yeah, of course.
Oh shit.
He's director of football.
Okay.
Yeah. Southgate has a reputation and can stay long enough to be the project. Yeah, me and Ruki on the same wavelength there. I know a lot of people get triggered by the name Southgate, but I just think that's just because of the style of play he played kind of towards the end of his tenure with England. And yeah, I think
I get Southgate on a 2-year contract. And just
no. We're not saying he's the guy. He's a steady the ship type of guy. Like change the culture. That's more what I was saying. Okay, Simon 12V Simon. By the way, I think this is the first time you have commented here. So welcome to the FTC community. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Make sure you're subscribing. Southgate is a clown with an underdeveloped English footballing brain. With all due respect, Simon, I do not agree with that. I think
my only problem with Southgate, I think my problem with Southgate at United, I feel, well, to be honest, United don't even have that many star players anymore. But I know for England, once the star players started rolling in, he kind of like lost his way because he didn't have the guts to kind of drop, the players that he needed to drop. But yeah, I'm not sure how he'd handle the pressure for United. But then again, the pressure for England is a big pressure. So
yeah, Sancho thought he was a big time. He did.
Yeah, and
again, I think that's part of. So did Rash. I think when you go to that Man United team, to be honest, everyone thinks they're fucking Beckham. Honestly,
I don't understand how they how these players could walk into a football club like that and like think they're the guy. Like something's wrong with the culture, like really badly.
Yeah,
like someone needs to like tell these guys they're not that guy.
Enrique wouldn't even take that job. Rookie, I actually think he would. I think he would. I think Man United is still a massive allure. Like we were talking about it this morning on the terrace when they brought up Emery, and I said what Rookie said, which is, why would Emery go to United? They're finishing top 3.
And Emery would take United tomorrow.
But the thing is Emery would fail at United because
he would fail.
That's the type of stage that he doesn't do well at.
Yeah.
PG goes, what happened to David and the football terrace? He won't be on there anymore. Look, it's not for us to really discuss. That's why I allowed David to say himself. But
it's just like life and stuff. So he just
it's not really for us to say really. So he's by the way, he is one of our brothers. So we'll try to have
him. And also we want to have him on the channel as much as we can as well. He's a good guy.
Yeah. Luis Campos got rid of all the superstars as well and built that PSG team for Europe.
Enrique.
For Enrique, yeah. Well, both, because they did win the Champions League. But yeah, I do agree. I think Luis Campos is amazing director of football, and to be honest, I think it's one of the reasons why we went ahead and we got Andrea Berta, because we were all talking about all these managers and how they want to have so much say. Even Arteta, after a while of not winning trophies, the board goes, you know what? Maybe let's bring in Andrea Berta here.
Not only that, it's like in the January transfer window, I still believe we didn't sign anyone because we didn't have a director of football at the time.
Yeah. D Evanguru, also first time commentator, big bug up. I'm a big Arsenal fan, retired. Even I wouldn't take the manager job. Mate,
Dude, yes, you would. The pay, dude. 10 million? You're not gonna come on. You'd eat shit from the media, but 10 million, come on.
dude, take your retirement
Lose
money
every
and
game,
just
get
enjoy
sacked,
life, bro.
within the month, walk away with a easy 10 million, bro.
You know what's so funny? Somebody asked Terry today, "Would you take Sir Alex Ferguson back?" And I just started laughing. I'm like, dude's like 90-something years old. He's almost was close to death a few years ago. He's just like, I'm like,
How
what a
old is he?
question. Oh my god, I think he's in his 90s now. Hell no, homie.
Oh, he's
That's
not in his
that.
90s. He's 84. Like,
And then Simon responds, "Different guru, they will never take you." Oh, come on, no, mate.
You don't know that.
No. Yeah, Divock Gora could be an incredible manager. For all you know, he's Arsene Wenger, and he's on the stream.
All we know, he's Luis Enrique in the comments.
Yeah, exactly. He's Klopp. Klopp retired. Yeah. The PSG UC is Campos. As Enrique leaves today, they'll be fine. And Arsenal doing the same with Berta. Bayern have been doing this since. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I agree. That's why for me, people look at me, and I'll not take too long on this, and see the super positive Arsenal fan. The thing is, you're seeing me at a time when Arsenal have just hired Andrea Berta. Everything is going in the direction. We have the squad that's capable of doing this. That's what gives me this confidence. This version of me was not there a year ago or a year before that. Even in the times when we were title challengers, I was a lot more like I was in the space of November to December. I'm like, oh, City, they're right there. A lot less confident. So I think Andrea Berta plays a huge part in that. I think I agree. I'm always a big believer in taking that type of decisions outside of your manager's hands, because it becomes less emotional, and you have another guy who understands, how to get the job done and get top players and attract top players to your club, and has a strategy. So I do think everything you say about Campos, I think, is spot on.
Yep. Well,
anyway, that's all the comments.
Yep. So we probably won't have time to discuss everything that we want to. We want to discuss.
Let's quick fire. Let's quick fire then.
The next thing was, the fixture list. How you're feeling about it? I'll probably just bring it up. On my screen, I probably won't share it. Just to see what we have next and how do you feel we're gonna go moving forward. But before we get to the entire fixture list, we should probably just talk about the Liverpool game, because that's our next game first, and then we could talk about the fixture list after that to wrap up.
Yeah, sure.
So what do you think about the game against Liverpool at home?
Look, I need to start off by giving them respect, because I'm not going to go absolutely off on them and anger or send some sort of wrong vibes like I'm overlooking them whatsoever, because I think they still are a great team that's very talented. However, I want to keep the same energy that I just put upon City, right? This is a Liverpool team that has never found form properly the entire season. You see, what's happening. You see the game they just came off of, away at Craven Cottage, right? How they've conceded like that in the last second. There's no Mo Salah. He's away at AFCON. Potentially no Ekitike. Definitely no Isak. This is a team that I think we should be beating at home. I'm seeing the rumors about we're bringing back the TIFO. Apparently, it's going to be even bigger and more expanded across the stadium, which I think is the perfect tone for us to send. And generally, what I'm feeling now this year, as I said earlier in this pod, I feel more confident and comfortable going into home games against the biggest clubs, against the contenders, than I am even against some of the mid-table, the lower teams, especially away from home. So I do feel like this is a game that Arsenal should come out firing. We'll see what happens with City, but to send a statement, because let's put it this way, right? We are 14 points clear of Liverpool. There are even some Liverpool fans out there who slowly, low-key, think that there's some way back for them. You go, you beat them, you send a statement. By the way, they beat us last time, and I still haven't forgotten what fucking happened, with the Szoboszlai free kick and all that shit at Anfield. Let's go. Let's show them what we're like at home. Let's be cutthroat. Let's give them a good first half performance. and let's wipe the floor with them. And they'll be 17 points clear. The hope, if there was any at all, would be absolutely dead, crushed, destroyed. And that's what we got to be doing, because Mo Salah, as I said, is not there. As bad of a season he is, he's still, for me, a world-class player, and he always hurts us in some way, shape, or form, and we're always having to be accountable for him. I think because he's gone, I think Arteta can not play the safe shit that he did when we went to Anfield, and we can absolutely go for it. And I'm talking about, as I said before, the death squad. It's time for the death squad, right? We're going to have a 5 day gap. I want to see, the best possible 11 featured. No reason to rotate now. We got Portsmouth on the weekend, right? And after that, we're going to have the Carabao Cup. Let's go full strength, full throttle, best possible 11 we can go, and let's get the shit beat out of this Liverpool team. That's the way I feel about this game.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I really want us to go out there and actually obliterate them. I do feel like Liverpool, for some reason, they're gonna play up to us. I know there's a lot of Liverpool fans like Hussam that says, Arsenal's definitely gonna 100% win.
Yeah, that's
I don't think
my
it's
game.
that's I like honestly. No, I think he believes that. To be honest, he has no faith in his team right now. It's actually hilarious.
I know. By the way, he was
how the mighty have fallen. Yeah,
me and Hassam at the start of the season were like arch rivals on the Terrace streams. I would go on there being like, big chest about Arsenal. You look at me like I'm some sort of crazy deluded guy. Who's this dude? And we would go back and forth. And all of a sudden I was like, no, you guys do have the best squad in the league. You guys do have, Rice is better than McAllister. Like all the shit that I'm like, whoa, okay.
But yeah, the Tifo news is actually really good news for me, because I felt like that Tifo, it means something to me to see those players on there, and it really hypes up the crowd, which is something that we need. We need to make them feel like this is bigger than Anfield, bro. Like it's not the same. And to be honest, I think they're gonna have to play through Woods because of the injuries. But our midfield is just way more physical than theirs. I think Woods will get bullied if we stick it to him, and we should absolutely crush him. We should press the fuck out of them so they can't play out. And because they don't have any super established style of play, we should make it super uncomfortable for them. And let's be honest, the defenders aren't as Konate and Van Dijk have not been the greatest this season. So I think we should stick it to them, and we should go out there and really bang it in. My score prediction for the game is a 3-1.
Ooh. Which I want to do something a bit realistic. I actually don't think we concede in this game. I think we're due a clean sheet. I know Liverpool are great, and I mean in terms of their attacking threat, but for me, I feel like we're due a clean sheet, and I think we're going to get one in this game. I'm just going to go standard. I'm going to say 3-0. I know I said 5-0 on the Gunners Therapy, but honestly, whenever I'm on a stream with Positive Dan, I get super fucking amped. Because that's just the energy he gives me.
Yeah.
I think I'll remove about 2 goals from that. So let's just say 3-0.
5-0 is actually kind of insane, Anton. I'm not gonna lie.
I did say.
Rookie. Let's see what you got to say. Yeah. Oh, you said what's the next 5 games? I have the fixture list. I'm on a tab. I'll talk about it next. But not beat them too much. Not to get rid of Salah, dude. Obliterate them. I want to strike fear into the hearts of everyone else in the league. I want everyone to freaking quiver when we're done with Liverpool. Rookie says, yes, the Emirates has to be rocking against Liverpool, and hopefully it will with that Tifo. We will win 3-1 because we can't keep a clean streak lately. That's how I feel. Rookie.
Yeah, but I think eventually with Gabriel and Saliba, I think eventually that if we're gonna send a message, we're gonna blank them. I think it can't be like that forever. I think maybe with a Bournemouth or those type of teams, we let them kind of sneak in through the back door. I think we give Liverpool too much respect for that to happen. If you saw the way that Arteta approached Anfield, we shut the door on them. The only way they scored was with that free kick. Other than that, they weren't scoring. So
Okay.
I feel
Rookie
good.
says, I want the best 11 on the pitch too. I think fitness will decide that. Yeah, 100%. McAllister's been so poor this year. The entire squad's been absolutely horrendous. Terrence Tibbs, I think this is the second time you've been here, I think. If it's not, welcome. We need to bang them, but Arteta will go for a cuddle. I don't think so. I don't think, I think he has something in store for him, to be
No,
honest.
no, no. If the Tifo's coming out, you know exactly what the intention is
Yeah.
of Arsenal.
Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Capie, Zubamendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Trossard, Gyökeres, or Havertz. I'm not sure. I would definitely play Gyökeres.
Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Nkape, Zumendi, Rice, Odegaard. No, I would not play Havertz to start against Liverpool. That's unrealistic, bro.
Because he
I
hasn't
mean,
played.
yeah, he's not even played. Like he hasn't even played.
Like Jesus is more
Some-
likely to play, but you'd probably play Gyökeres.
I think you play. Rookie. I think we got to stop with this thing. Like I get it. You know, you might think that you might get more goals individually from those other people, but you need to realize that the space, something that's working, you don't break it up. Odegaard is playing the back to his best ball, not out of a coincidence. Like he was playing his worst ball with Moreno because Moreno was literally the opposite. He would deny. He would be in the same airwaves and the same strength. He would drop too deep. And with Gyökeres, he allows him the space. He has to occupy defenders. He takes someone away. He means that some of Osaka's not getting doubled, or guy on the other side, Trossard is not getting doubled. And by the way, I actually don't think that Trossard is suited. I think we have to go after. We need speed, and this is a one pass all it takes to quote Hassam defense, and been getting burned on the count. I would play Martinelli, or I would play even Eze actually, because Eze is a great transitional player.
I just play Trossard because he's on form.
I mean, fair enough. And if he's in the starting 11, I wouldn't complain.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think
for me, actually, I honestly still stick to it.
I would
want to
play
see
Martin.
fucking Eze. I want to see fucking Eze.
I want to see Eze too. Maybe he makes a cameo. I'm 100%. Bagging it is an action you do on someone. Cuddling is more of a draw, like a draw. Do you think he's gonna go for the draw? I don't think so. I think
the same Liverpool we saw
not only that, at home we haven't done any. We haven't played. To be honest, when was the last time we set up to play defensively? I don't think that's happened in months. I can't remember.
Can you imagine this, Cal? Right? We have a tifo. We set everything up. We've invested money in a tifo. Yeah. We get the fans riled up, and then we sit 11 men behind the ball.
Yeah, and we haven't done that all season. And to be honest, since the last few games, our XG, our open goal XG, has increased. So what you're saying is that you expect us to completely change the way we play after being successful playing the way we have against a weakened Liverpool team at home. Yeah, I just don't believe that. I don't want Ricky says, I don't want Jesus. I want someone who can compete physically, which is why between Gyökeres and Havertz. I see what you're saying here. But I still wouldn't play Havertz because of fitness.
That's another thing, by the way, guys.
Not to lose rather than win.
Havertz, just as much you guys use the same energy with Gyökeres as you do with the Havertz, right? Like, to be honest, I'm an Arsenal fan. If whatever works for me, right? I think Gyökeres defense league time is over. To be fair, I think because we're focused on winning a title. But for me, Havertz needs to earn his way into the starting 11 just as much. He hasn't played a minute. You can be like, okay, I'm assuming that Havertz is going to be my starter. He needs to build fitness. He needs to show that he can impact in the game. He needs to, like Jesus. I get the calls for Jesus after he came in and within 60 seconds banged one in the bottom corner. That made sense. I got the calls for Jesus, right? Havertz, he still has to do that. He needs to come in, make an impact from the bench, show you that he's back to that form, because you don't know what he looks like now. He's had multiple injury setbacks. Like, I think it's Gyökeres' spot until somebody else takes it from him.
I'm trying to find the loss to Liverpool earlier this season. When was that?
Third game?
Yeah, that was no, this is fake news. Terrence says, what did he say?
By the way, big up Terrence.
Oh yeah, Pool started the season were much weaker. Everyone beat them except us. Yeah, when we lost to Liverpool, it was literally part of their 5-game unbeaten streak. So this is that's fake news.
Yeah, but also, by the way, I think if Arteta's as good a manager as we think he is, he's going to have to learn from that.
Yeah, and we've both evolved throughout the season. I think we've both showed our levels. Hopefully, we go for it in both halves. I think we will.
Agreed.
I think there's no way that I'm cautious. Yeah, we haven't actually been playing cautious for the past couple of months, to be honest with you. Cautious all season. Yep, that's fake news. We're one of the most attacking teams in the league. We have the most big chances created, and we have some of the most possession.
By the way, secretly, you know how at one point City had 10 more goals than us a few weeks ago? We're only 3 goals behind them on a better goal difference now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I prefer Jesus to come on the second half. Yeah, if we have to switch it up, he needs to come on the second half. I mean, I don't want to start Jesus. I remember that Havertz against Liverpool 3-1 when constantly gave Konate problems. Yeah, but Havertz needs to get fit first. Your first game back for the Arsenal, you go up against Liverpool. That's a bit Van Dijk ain't no mug either. The player with the best career record against Pool is Trossard. See?
All right, fine. Fair enough. Look, again, I
just love Trossard this season.
No, I do. Look, to be honest, Trossard's amazing. I'm not going to argue against Trossard. For me, there's a part of me that I feel like I want to see that Eze dynamism, him on the ball. And this is not the same as what I'm doing, the negative, whatever the Arteta Rados thing. This is more of me being a fan of Eze and just wanting to see him play. We got so hyped to see him play. I just want to see him play football. I love watching him play, and I think he can offer a threat in so many different ways to Liverpool. And I see him as starting 11, and we'd all be like, "Fuck yes, let's go! Come on, let's admit it."
Oh no, I would want Trossard to start over Eze right now.
Because so you would see Eze at start 11 and be like, "Oh crap."
Really? I wouldn't say crap. I'd say I want Trossard. It's like I don't need to dislike another player if I prefer.
Yeah. No. Again, that's fair. I mean,
Rookie says, I do think the main reason why he didn't travel to Bournemouth is because they're preparing him for Liverpool. Maybe that'd be really weird though, man. That'd be so weird to just start out of nowhere. And I think that's such a big risk because if let's say for some reason he starts Havertz and then we don't win the game, you've literally just thrown Havertz under the bus.
That's where we were at where we lost the league the first time,
Yeah. That I think that you just throw him under the bus by throwing that's like throwing him into the wolves. Please, Trump, we don't need your that's fake news. I like saying that's fake news. It's catchy.
No comment.
What else? All right, so we already set up predictions. Our start 11s are pretty much almost the same, except you'd start Eze and I'd start Trossard, and we pretty much.
I mean, I would also potentially. I reckon any of the 3. The rest of them, that's the one where I would be willing to tinker, on that left side. But for everybody else, everything is Gyökeres, Saka, Odegaard, Rice, Zubimendi. Again, I think Calafiori's out, so Nkapie, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, Raya. But it's the one place where I feel like you can play any of the 3 and they all offer you different threats is the left side, and it's pick your poison. And again, to your point, the one that's both best on form is Leandro Trossard. And so that's kind of.
I really wish Calafiori was fully fit. I feel like his chaotic nature would cause them a lot of problems. I don't think they'd know how to deal with him really, and they wouldn't know how to track him properly and stuff like that. But just on our last topic to wrap it up. Just going to talk about the fixture list for January. Our next game is against Liverpool, and that's on the 9th. Then we play Portsmouth in the FA Cup. 3rd round. It's our first FA Cup game. That's the game you're talking about earlier, where maybe Waneri and some of the other French players start to get some minutes. Maybe we get some proper minutes for Eze as well. And then we have
minutes for Havertz in that one, or Chelsea in the cup. That's the one where Havertz starts to
Chelsea. To be honest, I want to take this FA Cup pretty seriously. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro.
Yeah, well, the
But
white kits are out, so I think for me that's a good sign.
yeah, we have Chelsea away for the first leg. I don't think we play a fully strong squad for that one, just because of the next couple of games. Because like 3 days later we play Nottingham Forest in the league, and 3 days after that we play Inter in the Champions League, and then 4 days after that we play Manchester United at home in the
Yeah. The comment that said earlier that we should go unbeaten in January, I think is accurate. I think that's what you go for now, and let's see where we're at after the first leg with Chelsea. You know,
yeah,
and then
so then we play after United. Kairat is the last game that we play. I think that's a Champions League game.
Yes, that's a dead rubber.
And it's a dead rubber. And we beat Inter, we beat Kairat. I think we're just
unless we lose to Inter. But if we get a draw against Inter, I think that guarantees us top 2.
Yeah. So, and then we beat Kairat, I think we just win. We just let me. What does the table look like? The Champions League table look like right now?
I think we're 3 clear.
Yeah, I think we are 3 clear. We are 3 clear from Bayern. So even if we draw against Inter, and beat Kairat, we're literally guaranteed first place, which means all our second leg games are at home in the Champions League, which is a big freaking deal. So yeah, it's really, really good. Unbeaten, I would love to go unbeaten. I don't need to go unbeaten. I want to go unbeaten in the league at least.
You have to show some maturity. If we're going on all 4 fronts, show some maturity. If it's done, it's done. Like for me, get yourself for second place. To be honest, it equals the same thing, because once you're in the final, it's neutral, right?
Yeah.
So get yourself first or second, and then once you're there, back off. The Champions League is dead to me until we get into the knockout phase. Be mature. Don't risk players going after some sort of unbeaten group stage thing. Like, I just think that's not our priorities.
Yep. Rookie says, thanks for being us from the start to the very end, Rookie. Always commenting. Also, this warmonger so-called Etihad group really not getting any stick for what they're doing in Sudan. Any other club in the media narratives would be different. I have no idea what's going on in terms of politically with what the football.
I don't know about what's going on with Sudan.
But to be honest with you, if they found like to be doing something, they'll probably just get sanctioned, because it happened with if it could happen with Roman, it's probably going to happen to them if they can. If what you're saying,
please, somehow we gotta get those guys.
Yeah. Terrence, thanks for commenting a lot as well, Terrence, being part of the conversation. Trossard, 6 goals, 3 assists in 12 Prem games versus Pool. 5 of the goals and 2 of the assists when he was at Brighton. That's a pretty good return. Don't know why he doesn't like Liverpool, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I don't like Liverpool, so me and him are in agreement. I can understand.
Rookie says, against Portsmouth, I want to see Anus, Waneri, Dauman, Nichols, and Mali Salmon.
wait. So we have all. I know it's a joke. I get it. But we have all of 3 of our strikers available, and you're going to go to Anus.
Should I get Havertz into fitness or play Anus?
Oh my God, get Havertz into fitness.
Same against Kairat too. This is the first season Arteta has shown Trossard full trust, hence his performance has improved. I also think, to be honest with you, I feel like he's really grabbed the bull by the horns. I think it's almost like he saw that with Eze and Martinelli, he could have potentially been third on the pecking order, and he decided that that was never going to happen. I think he has that dog in him, and he just upped his level. I think Trossard's a guy that, like, if he thinks someone's going to take his spot, he's going to up his game.
Oh, 100%.
Big dog. Dauman injured.
Which is what you want, you know? You want players who are going to step up as we bring in competition.
He doesn't want that Dauman's injured, guys. He's saying you want competition. Dauman's injured. That sucks. We went wrong with that before Invincibles rather than trying to win the Champions League.
100%. 100. That's a great example.
Yeah, but thing
Although
is,
I'll never trade my Invincibles now.
the Invincibles is like it's like
I think it's
so
different than
awesome.
6-0 in a group phase. It does nothing for you. What does that win you?
Yeah, yeah,
Like you can go 6-0 and then get knocked out in the last 16. Like
yeah, yeah, yeah. So we're just gonna be wrapping up the show soon, guys. Just gonna read your comments. Um, what do you guys think of Waneri loan option? I think it's a good idea. I think he needs minutes. He's a young man. He's 18. He needs to be playing football, and he's not getting enough football at Arsenal. And it's not his fault. It's just the competition is way too stiff.
I've actually got a different take on that.
Unless Arteta has some big plan that I don't have nothing, I'm not aware of.
Yeah, I reckon a week ago I'd agree with you. I was watching that Arsenal show on Talk Sport, and someone said something. We have to be a little bit selfish right now. Like we're on the cusp of winning a title. Let's say we don't know. We can't predict like what sort of injury stuff, whatever happens between now and the end of the season. Like I don't want to take any risks. If I need Ethan at any point, I'd rather him be there than at another club. And I think same goes with MLS. I think
Fair
you
enough.
need to just make sure that every base is covered.
Fair enough. Trossard has been that dude. Just need to run a games. Yeah, he's been big ups to you, Curtis. Don't know if it's your first time commenting, but big up to you. Yeah, he's that dude. My cousin's a Liverpool fan. He's an Undertaker. I want to bury him for change. Yeah. Liverpool fans deserve this. I'm for always talking up the city as well. They 100% deserve this.
100%.
He's better for G14 too. Waneri? Oh, Trossard, you mean? Oh, yeah.
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 He's starting to get that ball over the top to
yeah.
Yaka. That Brighton chance was a Trossard. Yeah, I agree. I do agree.
Waneri has improved off ball, but it rarely gets a match. I want to see him over Odegaard. Why don't? I mean, it depends on the game. It depends on the game, but Odegaard, or Odegaard and Eze in one match only.
To be honest,
one match.
I think
you just want to see him start. Probably against Kyrat.
I do want to see that too. I want to see the two of them together. It's one of the things I want to see. Just
probably against any Portsmouth.
This is what I'm curious about, Cal. Right? I know you're Trossard, but now that this form of Odegaard, we're seeing this form of Odegaard. I want to see what Eze would look like on the left next to this Odegaard. We got him next to the one that was like, getting injured at halftime and coming off.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I'm not saying Eze shouldn't play any games. I just think he shouldn't start.
Yeah,
like if it like there's a lot of games. There's a lot, and look, Odegaard's going to be starting every single game.
I think
close to 90.
Odegaard's going to have a huge game in this Liverpool one, and I think he's going to basically rest him for the next couple games. He got in the cups and kind of recharge his batteries. To be honest,
I'm not sure about that.
He doesn't play Odegaard in the FA Cup or in the.
Thing is, Odegaard is
actually Eze. Sorry, it's not like we only have Ethan as an only option. You do have Eze, and I am not risking Odegaard in cup competitions. I'm just not.
He's not going to play against. He's probably not going to play against Portsmouth or
Kyrat,
but he's going to be playing for most pretty much all
even
the
Chelsea.
Dude, you play him against Chelsea.
I want Odegaard fit for the game on the weekend afterwards. We got fucking Eze, man. If we don't have, we bought him for a reason. If we can't trust Eze in a semi-final, like that's why he's
Odegaard, Odegaard.
He won
playing
Crystal
2 games a week.
FA Cup.
It doesn't matter. Odegaard's on form. If you rest him against Kyrat, against Portsmouth, which you will, why would you rest him 2 games in a row?
Because the next one's like 2 days later. It's not like they have barely any time between Liverpool. We have Liverpool on a Thursday night, then we have Portsmouth on like a Saturday.
You can start Eze against dude. You're acting like there's no. You can start Eze against Portsmouth very easily.
I think you play Eze against Portsmouth.
Eze can literally. If Eze starts against Liverpool, then it's not like that'd be the biggest shock ever. Or if he could get subbed. If he gets subbed in, he can do something. But we want to win a trophy this season. This is a semi-final. We've been stuck in semi-finals. We need to go out there and we need to crush Chelsea. I know Eze wants minutes, but dude, I really don't give a fuck about you. I want to win everything. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about all our players. Like even Saka at a certain point. It's like I really don't.
It's fair
like
to feel that way.
in this.
Like
Like
I've said.
I could understand it against like Portsmouth or Kairat, but in this, we're in the semi-final.
Yeah.
We've not made it past the semi-final. This squad, it's actually a big deal. We need to kill this Chelsea.
Right. So, but okay. I don't want to linger on this too long.
Yeah.
But I think if we're going to challenge on all four fronts, because at the moment now this time I may be actually acting delusional, right? But if we're in the semifinals of this, right? Let's say this starts getting comfortable in the Prem, and then we can focus on the champs, right? And we're first in the champs. What's stopping us making a run at the FA Cup too? I maybe looking at quad, like it's not unrealistic. I've seen Liverpool do it, but in order for us to be able to do stuff like that, you gotta trust Eze. You gotta. He fucking took Crystal Palace and won them the FA Cup. He came up big against Man City.
I would rather start Eze against Nottingham Forest than I would Chelsea.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I agree.
Because I think we're just going to beat Nottingham Forest anyway. But yeah. I need us to feel the. I think for us to actually go out there and I feel for us to go out there and actually win multiple trophies, this Carabao Cup is like a must win. I think if we try to play conservative in this first cup competition and we try to save ourselves now, I think.
But you get what I'm saying though. Like starting Eze against Chelsea is not starting like a backup like Ethan Mounier. We're talking about
the thing is Chelsea's probably gonna like attack us just like they did in the what you call it in the league. They're gonna go at us, and I think they have the ability to really disrupt us. And Odegaard's better against is more press resistant.
To be fair, different manager though, so it might have different approach. But that's a fair idea. Look, it'll be interesting to be honest. Whatever we pick in the team sheet, will be like let's fucking so.
So we keep Ethan. Well, I think we should, to be honest.
Again, if you want to really
change my mind on that,
and all of a sudden win fucking trophies and win the league and and actually guarantee this shit. Like for me, I had too many years last year where I'm like, oh, we could really use X player. Oh no, he's on loan.
Yeah.
So I think just let's keep him.
Can Waneri play left 8? I would rather put MLS there than Waneri. If Semenyo goes in Jan, I'd like to see Ethan go to Bournemouth. MLS will get minutes, but Ethan has been frozen out because of his work off the ball is absolute. He needs. The thing is, okay, I would say this season, when the few times I have seen him, I think his off-ball working improved. Honestly,
yeah, he has.
I think
he has been good, but again,
we just haven't seen him this season.
I'd rather him play for Arsenal than for Bournemouth. Like we might need.
If we can't trust Eze with Rice and Zubamendi around him against Chelsea, I agree. Then why did we buy him? That's a fair point. But I just really I really want to win this Carabao Cup. Like I just want to play.
This is Eberechi fucking Eze. Like you remember who this guy is, bro. That's my point. He's a great player. He could start for any other team in the league.
I prefer Eze to Ode, but Ode is having his best spell in 18 months. He has to start. Eze will start versus Portsmouth. That's how I feel.
Get him injured too. Like that's the thing. Like you have to be able to balance this thing out.
I mean, if Odegaard gets injured again, I don't think there's anything you can do against that, because I mean, like if you play 2 games and in the second game you get injured, that's like
we just got to do what we can. The reason that you got Eze is like at best case scenario for Odegaard is to at least be able to give Odegaard a rest and be able to preserve Odegaard and not run him into the ground. I think that's something we sometimes do, and that's why this stuff's so funny, right? I'm not talking to you about you, Cal. Like a lot of fans who will go, "Oh, you have to play this guy, you have to play this guy, you have to play this guy," and then when you play him too much and then he gets injured, oh, it's all Arteta's fault. He fucking overplayed him, and you get what I'm saying. So like, I think there has to be a balance here. He's number 1 on the team sheet in every game that's important in the Premier League, and in the Carabao Cup semifinals is important. But again,
the thing is for me, player. It's like it's not like he's been playing that much football. He hasn't, and because he's been injured for so much of the season, so that wear and tear just isn't there. Secondly, he took him off in our last game against like he's our captain as well. Our captain should be playing would be playing a lot, and he took him off at the 80th minute against Bournemouth to put in Moreno. Yeah, we forgot to even mention Moreno. Moreno's probably gonna start more games
in the midfield, not at up front. I think his days up front are done, to be honest.
Ethan to start against you said everything. What is everything, Curtis? I don't know why you said everything. I feel the same. Saka can't sit if he's off it. Saka can't sit if he's off it. Yeah, that's anyone. We have Forest away after Chelsea, which worries me a bit. Thoughts on that game? Barbecue chicken. Well,
we got other shows to do that.
maybe not barbecue chicken, but like we should be winning that game. I'm not nervous about Forest. I'm sorry. Everything, Anton, and Butter we trust. Quad is doable.
you know what's so funny?
Dude, you're talking to your people, man.
Right. No, I think the more we realize how good we are, the more we just kind of got to be ambitious in life. We're too reserved. Like, this is one thing that I know I've pissed a lot of people in the UK fan base on the terrace with my chest. But that's just like the background I come from. Like, I'm an ambitious person. I want to win everything. I'm not gonna be like, well, maybe I'll only take this and not that because I'm trying to be realistic. No, I want to fucking
why do you think I want to win this Carabao so bad as well?
Like, right,
that's
exactly.
Everything.
No, I think both of us are in agreement on the concept of what we're trying to get to. For me, I just think Eze is a great player.
I think I have a feeling that Eze is gonna come good later on. I feel like in the last 2 months of the season, I think we're gonna see some insane shit.
Yeah, I agree.
CC will be catalyst for the rest. Yeah, it would. That's how I feel about it. Once we get that over the line, I think if we win the Carabao, I think the leagues are guaranteed, because this is the team will know that we are winners.
We win that though, will you start thinking about treble? Let's say we get out of the first round with Portsmouth, which we should. We're into the next phase, draw, whatever. Then we get another very beatable team. Let's say it's at home. We already got a Carabao Cup. Let's say we get to the final.
Yeah.
Are we not starting to think hey, let's try to? Because I think we got for instance, we're talking about Forest. Wolfie is saying, that's the reason why you're, City's going to catch up in the league, because all of a sudden you're going to be focused on the champs and you guys are not going to be able to play away on competitions. I'm like, dude, this team, that's why we bought this team. We can't.
Not only that, we've been in this competition for a while now. The boys know how to navigate these competitions.
It's another reason why I want to beat Forest now. By the way, Wolfie, he's a good content creator. He's amazing, but he does do what he does and get under your skin. And I'm like,
why
is this Nottingham Forest fan rattling me so much?
Yeah.
He talks to me about my standards, but his team's fucking 17th.
Yeah, it's obvious that Mikel doesn't trust him. Mikel doesn't trust Eze because of his defensive work right now.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely woeful, and he cost us a point already. Win everything was repeating what you said with some chest lol. Quad is possible with what Berta's done. Bro, if we win a quad. It's one game at a time. Let's smash Liverpool.
That's we are getting ahead all these years of depriving, and all of a sudden we just start throwing up trophies. It just making up for lost time. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Could you imagine? By the way, if we all of a sudden have 4 trophies, we take the lot, and after all the you guys don't win trophies, and we fucking win everyone, we deny every trophy. Oh my god.
Arteta's holding Eze back for the run-in. I think so.
I think maybe it'll just be me, you, Seb, positive Dan, negative Dan in the group chat, and Terry and Katie.
Yeah. One thing is standard, but having the quality and depth is rare. We now have it on 100%. I'm just expecting a double. But I'm after the Champions League first. I'm really all over the place. When Kai comes back, we'll go up a level. I think a fit Kai is good for this squad, and it's good for this team.
Again, if we're talking about quads and trebles, you need a fit Kai, you need a fit Jesus, you need a fit Gyökeres. That's why I hate the whole Glock watch thing, because you're taking your eye off the big prize, which is we want to win as much as we possibly can. They all are important.
Yeah, and that's a 2 hour 30 mark, people.
Yeah,
We gotta wrap up now. And thank you
definitely.
all. I think we
Haven't had dinner.
gained, yeah, we
10:30.
gained like 3 or 4 subscribers in the live stream. We're seeing more and more people like tune
Are we
in
heading
live as
towards
well.
70? Almost at 70?
Yeah, almost a 70, which is pretty cool. We're seeing more people in the chat more often. Big ups to everyone. Thank you for joining the community. If you've been chatting, please subscribe if you want to, continue being part of our conversations and stuff like that, man. And yeah, we'll just read these last comments before we sign off. Cup Chasers, big ups to you again. The internet is trouble if we win the card. Yeah, it's like Twitter will actually probably just go down. It'll actually stop working. We win a quad, MFS ain't going to be able to deal with me, bro. It's like it's over. It's actually over. Same. You guys are agreeing. Have a good one, gents. Peace. Yeah, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you all for being part of the conversation. And hopefully we see you guys next stream. When do you reckon?
Big up Jake from the Cup Chambers, by the way. He's been on this pod. He came up to my live on my personal channel the other day.
Okay,
dude, thanks again for being here. You're always commenting after the videos. Yeah.
I even saw you on the chairs bigging me up, so big up to you as well.
Yeah. Big up.
Alrighty.
Yes, thanks, guys. All right, guys. Thank you again once for all you've been here for this whole time, for all the comments. It's been amazing. Hey, yo, Jake, I hope you enjoyed what I had to say today or yesterday, last night, UK time on Six Sided, man. Me and Cal was talking about that earlier. I was ready to explode inside. like I let that all. That was like a month of pepped up anger being delivered at all these people who were trying to fucking tell me to shut up and be humble and you're being deluded. And man, if we fucking win the title, just the title for me.
Just a title.
Minimum, I am going.
Just the Premier League title is fine.
Yeah, exactly. Just the Premier League title, which you haven't won in 21 years.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you again so much for contributing and for being here, man. This community is blowing up and growing. And look forward to being with you guys next time. It's more fun with you guys all here. And by the way, shout out to David. Literally last second he came in here, he gave you the entire rundown on the Amarim thing, which me and Cal probably could not have done anywhere near as well on our own.
Yeah.
So because we don't, obviously it's not our club, so we don't have as much of a passion for it. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. We'll see you guys in the next episode. By the way, before then, I believe we're going to be playing Liverpool. I think we're going to try to do a weekend stream before we play FA Cup. I think we'll do the 2 cups and then we'll react to the cups and preview the game against Forest next week. So going to be a busy week upcoming, guys. Make sure again you're locked into HotSport and to CalGunner TV, because CalGunner TV is making videos again. Anton's tiers will be out tomorrow. So anyway, until next time, guys. See you.